In the year 2002, I was no-knock raided by the Chief of Police, Michael Moore, of LAPD with an entire SWAT team twice in the same month. Since that date, I began studying the history of America and constitutional law. I am an autodidactic constitutional law scholar. Over the past couple years, what I've done is I've been able to devise a system, understanding that the police have created a very rigid set of policies, procedures, and protocols that they use to arrest you. I've also created a very rigid set of policies, procedures, and protocols for you to follow that gives you back the power when you're forced to interact with these jackboot thug. It has become a tyrannical jackboot thug police state, prison state, death state. I will win the governorship and I will change the policies from the top down.
Hi, I'm Corporal Wayne with the Talking County Sheriff's Office. The reason I pulled you over is you don't have any taillights on.
So cops got me pulled over. First thing I'm going to do when I start recording is I'm going to put this hand right here. You see that? You see how that works? This hand is now up in the air. My camera is going to bright up the sky. So if it's nighttime, then the coppers can see that the camera is in my hand. You can see that my hand is here. The other hand goes up into the window. I'm in touchdown position right here. My hands look like they're a goalpost. This hand is actually, I took my little miniature armrest right here. I put it up right here. Bam. This is how I use my trifold. If anything happens to me, I'm all set right here. Okay, now that I got this like this, my camera's rolling. Most important thing. Second thing, my elbow goes in the windowsill right there. Do you see that? My elbow goes in the windowsill right there. There it is, right there. Now, with this hand up in the air and this hand up in the windowsill right here, I'm all set. I'm all set. The most I'm going to do is take the same hand right here, reach down and slightly roll my window down just a scooch. I'm all set up. I'm in touchdown position. This hand is rolling camera. This hand is up here so that I can reach up and grab my trifold and my proof of identification and my license. Everything is up in my visor. When that copper comes up to my window and he says, "Do you know why I pulled you over? Do you know how fast you were going? How come you didn't pull over right away?" If he says, "Hey, can I get your license, registration, and proof of insurance?" Great, because this hand is not going to have a camera in it. The one that I got my hand in now, my camera's in this hand over here. I'm in touchdown position, just like a goalpost. Now from right here, I'm going to reach over and I'm going to, with the same hand that this phone's in, I'm going to reach over and grab my license, registration, and proof of insurance that is in my trifold right here. It's inside my trifold. Here's my license, registration, and proof of insurance right there. I got everything right there. See how that works? I'm just going to slide that bad chicken out. There's everything I have to provide by law right there. License, registration, proof of insurance. I have everything right next to my trifold. Now, no matter what he says from there, I don't care what he says. How fast were you going? Are you going to your grandma's house? Are you the big bad wolf? No matter what he says, I'm not going to answer any of his questions. I take my license, registration, proof of insurance that will be in my left hand, and I give it to him. You got it on video?
Not your actual.
No, that's not that, but that's got my DL number right on the top.
Okay.
D1940.
So you have your actual driver's license?
Well, I mean, that is an actual photocopy of my driver's license, a laser copy. Actually, if I take the rest of the tape off there, it looks prettier than my actual driver's license. There you go. I don't want to deal with, he didn't identify himself. He didn't have his registration. He didn't have his current ID. He didn't have his current insurance card. No, no, no. I have everything ready to go. It's right here with the same hand right here. I'm going to take it like this, and I'm just going to slip my information right out the cracked window for that jackboot thug pig. Put it in the comment section. JBTP, jackboot thug pig. Put it in the comment section. I don't have a back and forth with the pig. I don't do that. I do not have a back and forth with that pig. Where are you going? Where are you heading? All that? No, 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 no. I'm not going to answer any questions. I'm not even going to entertain it. Not going to nod, nothing. I'm going to give him my license, registration, proof of insurance. I'm just going to slip it right there. That's how it's going to work. Here's my license, my registration, and my proof of insurance. Here's the insurance. Here's the rental car agreement. And my driver's license is right here. If you're poor and white or black or brown, don't reach around because you could die. It's a real thing. It's a reality here. So now I'm not going to get myself killed because I didn't follow a very rigid set of policies, procedures, and protocols. I'm recording everything with my phone from over here. Everything's being recorded. You see that? The phone is facing me, so my head is the most important thing. Now, once I've given him my license, registration, and proof of insurance, I'm filming everything. He asked me where I'm going. I say I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent.
Okay.
If you ask me another question, you're violating my rights, and I'll file a lawsuit against you. Write your ticket, do what you're going to do, but don't harass me any further.
Your Honor, I'm showing him on camera that I'm invoking my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. Piggy loses qualified immunity for questioning me. Say it with me. Piggy loses qualified immunity for questioning me. This is how it goes. This is the way it is. Now, if he says, where are you going? Where are you coming from? Do you have a firearm in the car? I'm then going to take my trifold and point at it, and I'm going to go down the list of questions. Don't ask me where I'm going. Don't ask me where I'm been. Don't ask me who my favorite color is. Don't ask me if I have a firearm. Don't ask me if I've been drinking. It says everything right there on your freaking trifold. You don't have to answer any questions. He says, where are you coming from? And I say, Your Honor, I have shown the pig at the window that I clearly have identified that I've invoked my Fifth Amendment, and he already asked me where I'm going. He's violated my Fifth Amendment right. I'm showing him on video. It's on the literature. Your Honor, this is for my federal civil rights lawsuit. If I was you, pig, I would just go write your ticket. That's what I would do if I was you, pig.
Get the hell out of my face. There's everything you need. Go on.
That's what I would. If I was you, piggy, I would go and write your ticket. This is how it works. This is how you use your trifold completely. This is the way you do it. There's no other way that I've taught. This is how you do it. Phone goes here. Elbow goes here. Trifold, identification, everything is up in the visor here. I'm ready to go. These bootlicking troll channels, they sat down and they did the math one time and they said, well, Chile, if he sells 20 trifolds in a day, that's some pretty good money. Why would he live so poor? Why wouldn't he spend some money? Why wouldn't he go and do some things? Well, you jack off nobody. It's because I have a mission. There's a purpose here. My purpose is to get a trifold in every single car in America. The mission is to get the Fifth Amendment cop cards in everybody's wallet. The yellow and blue cards only come out when there's a pig in front of you. That's when the yellow and blue cards come out. You don't pull the yellow and blue cards out until there's a pig in front of you. You memorize the cards so you know it backwards and forward. But this is how you do it. This is how you do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the new redesigned Fifth Amendment cop card. Now, the driver card is in blue and the non-driver card is in yellow. Now, they're easily color-coded, so you know driving is blue, non-driving is yellow. You have to have a pair of Fifth Amendment cop cards in your wallet at all times. If you carry your credit cards in your phone, it's the exact same size as your Visa, as your driver's license. And these cards, they're made out of the exact same material as a hotel key, your Visa card, your driver's license. They don't destroy. It won't melt in your wallet. You need to have a Fifth Amendment driver and non-driver cop card in your wallet. These are the best gift you'll ever give anybody. Thanks. My name is Chili DeCastro, and I am Delete Laws.
What's up, Playboy? What's going on out there in the land of the unfree America? I'm going to give away a bunch of cards tonight. I'm going to give away a bunch of trifolds tonight. I'm going to give away a whole bunch, like 10, 15 trifolds to people tonight who want a trifold, but you know what I mean? Sometimes times are tough. So that's what we're going to do. What is going on out there in the land of YouTube? What's going on? Everybody do me a favor. Hit the like button. Just the thumbs up. Chevy, what's up, Playboy? Right. Ooh, Audits, Gloria, Butch, the original, Maddie, Jody, Grateful Mother, Dabs. Listen, last night the language got a little bit. I got the language. Dan Hanlon. The language got a little bit. Follow my friend Dan Hanlon. Follow Dan Hanlon, please, and put down in the comment section OTVO, which stands for Overturn Terry versus Ohio. And what does Terry versus Ohio do? It creates that term RAS, reasonable articulable suspicion. Reasonable articulable suspicion didn't exist before 1968. That's what Terry versus Ohio does. It creates a suspicion standard over a probable cause standard. Second tenet, it allows cops to run up and grab you and put their hands on you. And the third tenet, it creates this magical place called detainment where you're not arrested, you're only detained. As they put the torture cuffs on you. April Rain is here. What's going on? Let's go. OTVO is in the hizzy. What's going on? Chevy with Michael Eline. What's going on? Truth Keeper Stacy, what is going on? OTVO. Put it in the chat, Ms. Constitutional Rights. Let's get some shout outs. What's up, Playboy? What's going on? All right, listen. Charlie. All right, before we get going, I'll bring him up, but then we got to get going. Come on, Charlie. Come on. Come on, boy. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh, he's fine. Charlie turns 11 this year. He turns Charlie. You want to show him your No, you got nothing? You're not in the growl bark mood? Okay. But you can't chill with me just yet. All right. What is going on? What is going on? The tribe is here. Jack is here. Danelle Brown is here. Oh, my goodness. All my rowdy friends are coming over tonight. What is that? What is that? Someone put that. What is that? All my rowdy friends are coming over tonight. Okay, so we got to get okay.
That's the question. Where you guys going?
Okay, so this is our friend Rolando Bass. Do you guys, everybody remember Rolando? We have watched a couple of Rolando's videos on here. Rolando, listen, why don't you call me, brother? I'd like to interview you. I'd like to sit down because I've never seen someone get pulled over and harassed more. Right there. So as you can see, I was already here. It's an illegal search. Okay, so Rolando Bass. Okay, listen to me now. Pay very close attention to what I'm about to show you. Pay very close attention. Pay very close attention to what you're about to see. The first 1 minute of this video, love you, Rolando, man. Rolando hoses himself completely. Sorry about that. I just left the gym. Michael Eline is here. What's going on, Eline? You know, listen, Eline, I love this guy, man. You really jumped in and helped me out so much. It's so good to see. Melissa Vizus is here. Melissa. It's Melissa. Duh, moron. Anyway, talking about myself. Bree Pennington is here. What is going on? Thanks for the super chat. Listen, love you, Rolando. Rolando in the first watch how this guy writes on is here. Watch how Rolando completely hoses himself. Watch. He does it. And the thing is, Rolando, you're beautiful, man. Like you're such an awesome human being. Like you're so dope, dude. You know, Rolando. I'm not, but this is a textbook example. Let's get into it. Let's jump right into it. Kevin Brzezinski, what's going on? Let's jump right into this.
Y'all drive safe and have a good day. Would it make you feel better if I open the glove box?
That's what I'm wondering. Yeah, could you open the glove
No,
box?
I'm not going to open the glove box. I don't answer any questions.
We love Rolando.
I don't answer any questions.
You have anything on your
I don't answer any questions.
Okay.
Besides, officer, I don't answer any questions.
You don't answer any questions?
No, I do not.
Pay very close attention or you'll miss it. Watch. It happens quick. It happens quick. He screws himself over extraordinarily quickly.
Well, here we go.
Driver, roll down your back window. Thank you very much. How are we doing today?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Boom. Full stop. Don't start like that. Hello, how you doing? Good, doing good. How about you? Roll down your back window.
Thank you very much. How are we doing today?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm doing good. How about you? No. The police officer is pulling you over with the intent to arrest you, impound your car, torture cuff you, take you to the dungeon, and steal your money. That's what this cop wants to do to Rolando. So when he says, hello, how are you? If you want to nod, if you want to shrug your shoulders, if you want to look at him mutely, but there's absolutely no point in having any sort of niceties with this man. Look, so he asked me, he says, how you doing? You see that? That's it. There's no point. Hello's for suckers. Hello's for suckers. And you'll see that I'm not lying to you. This cop's goal is to arrest Rolando. It's his goal. He wants to arrest him. He's going to try to arrest him. Watch. And now the part that I told you that Rolando completely hoses himself is right here. And I'm not going to interrupt it. It's about 15 seconds, I think. I didn't time it, but it's about 15 seconds that he completely screws himself over from top to bottom. And it starts off with, oh, how you doing?
Thank you very much. How are we doing today?
I'm doing good. How about you?
State police being audibly and visually recording. Since I stopped you today for your speed 76 and 55, as well as for the heavy tint on your front windshield and your expired registration. Give me your driver's license registration card on you. Thank you very much.
You said oh, I don't even know. You said it was 76 and a 55? Yes, oh, I thought it was 65 up here.
You're doing a hell of a lot faster than that too, and you passed me sitting on the shoulder, weren't you?
I mean,
I'm not going to ask you to admit that. You and I both know you weren't knowing. Where you guys headed to today?
I'm headed out to DC.
Headed out to DC. All right. What's down there for you?
Family.
Family. Okay. Where are you coming from?
Frederick.
Frederick. Okay. What was up in Frederick for you?
This is where we live. But look, check this out.
So that's not your good address anymore.
Check this out. I usually don't answer questions, but I see you in you in high spirit. You got good energy and stuff like that. But I usually don't answer questions. But yeah, I'm taking them to see Grandma.
Okay, awesome. So what's your current address then? If you don't live on Clapper Road,
I don't answer questions.
Well, you got to tell me that one. That's not you incriminating yourself. That's you. So
I mean, you got my ID. That address is on there is correct.
But you said you're coming from your house in Frederick.
I'm picking them up from Frederick. Okay. And that's why I don't answer questions for that reason right there.
Right. But so this is your current mailing address. That's all I need. Just a current mailing address. This is your current address. Okay. Not Frederick. Not Frederick, right?
That's my correct mailing address.
Awesome. And vehicles registered to you?
Yes.
Okay. Hang tight right here before we get you out of here in a minute.
No problem.
Completely and utterly, I don't know how long that was. I'm not exactly sure how long that was. Completely and utterly screwed himself. Remember, Terry versus Ohio allows a police officer to detain you based on their reasonable, articulable suspicion. This is a Wren stop, WHREN, Wren versus United States, 1991. He's stopping him pretextually on that particular strip of highway, believing that he is running chemicals. The entire back and forth that he had with the cop, he allowed the cop to create reasonable, articulable suspicion because you said you were coming from your home in Frederick. You're just having a conversation with someone, but then you realize you're talking to a cop and you don't want to keep talking to him. So then after you tell him you're coming from your home in Frederick, then he says, well, I mean, then he says, I don't want to answer any more questions. Well, he was talking to me. Now he's not. The whole thing, there's not a single bit of this that is correct. All of this is completely wrong. Completely wrong. Thanks for the super chat, but that's not true. My family does support me, but there's, I'm a very controversial person. If you didn't notice, welcome to the jungle, kid. So let's go back to the stop here. So it's at 3:34 is where the timestamp is. Let's see how long it takes for him to allow a cop to have.
You guys had to do a minute when you. Yes.
Oh, I'm sick.
Your driver's license for 6 7.
Good. How about?
Thank
Okay.
you very much. How are we doing today?
I'm doing good.
Okay, right there. Hellos for suckers.
How about you?
Say police being audibly and visually recorded. Because I stopped you today for your speed 76 and 55, as well as for the heavy tint on your front windshield and your expired registration. Give me your driver's license registration card on you. Thank you very much.
You said it.
Whoa, Rolando. You what are you talking to him for? You got nothing to say to that cop.
You said
No, what you're stuttering. You said you
your driver's license registration card on you. Thank you very much.
you said it was you said
3 times. Now the cop says, "Oh, he's nervous."
76 and 55 is also the heavy tint on your front windshield and your expired registration. Give me your driver's license.
What does he do right? He's got his license, registration. He's got it all ready to go.
Registration card on you. Thank you very much.
you said it was you said I don't
Thank you very
know.
much. I appreciate
You said it was 76 and
No. You immediately, after you give him that, you give him the phone and you give him the trifold. I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. And you don't say another single solitary word, not another word to him other than, am I being detained? Am I free to go? I'll give you consent to search and then I'll revoke consent. It's in your trifold. You don't say any. Put a 1 in the chat if you believe right now that this cop is trying to arrest Rolando. Put a 1 in the chat if you believe that this copper, 1 for me, that he's trying to arrest Orlando. Do you think he's trying to arrest him?
55.
Yes.
Oh, I thought it was 65
No,
up here.
sir. You're doing a hell of a lot faster than that, too, when you passed me sitting on the shoulder, weren't you?
I mean, it's
I'm not going to ask you to admit that anything, but you and I both know you weren't knowing. Where you guys headed to today?
Then you're not buddies. Okay. I promise you, I will not divulge into cursing tonight. Okay. Okay. Let me try it again. This cop's not your friend. There's no ha ha. Yeah. No. This man, sadly, is trying to arrest you. He gets a pizza party. They go bowling on Thursday and talk about who. Oh man, you're number one in the whole precinct. You're arresting the most people. They get promotions. And you're ha ha ha. Hardy hardy har har ho ho ho. Okay, let's get it out of the way. This guy's not your friend.
I'm headed out to DC.
Why are you telling him where you're going? Where's the benefit to you? Why are you telling him where you're going? For what? For what? You meeting up with him? Gonna hang out? Well, why are you telling him where you're going? It's none of his business.
Heading out to DC. All right, what's down there for you?
Family.
You telling him where your family lives? You want him to come to Thanksgiving dinner? This man is trying to arrest you. Oh, shocker, right? He's trying to get an arrest. Watch.
Family, okay. Where you coming from?
Frederick.
Frederick, okay. What was up in Frederick for you?
This is where we live, but look,
Oh, okay.
check.
What? What was up in Frederick for you? That's where we live. Why are you telling him where you live? How big is Frederick?
So that's not your good address anymore?
Check this out. Check this out. I usually don't answer questions.
You chose the wrong guy to answer any questions to. If you ever met Zach Wester, the cop who planted drugs on 6 people and put them in prison and ruined some of their lives, he was the nicest, most jovial. He had a nice, not a real big Southern accent, but a little bit of one. And he was, I tell you, Zach Wester, one of the nicest guys there was around. He would even sing a little as he's planting drugs on people. You don't get to decide this is the one you're going to answer questions for, but wait, there's more.
Okay. But I see you in high spirit. You got good energy.
You got high spirit and got good energy. Put a one in the chat. There's a bunch of nonsense. High spirit and good energy. One, please. If that's high spirit and good energy, that cop is high spirit and good energy. You sure about that? You sure about that? Are you positive that he's high spirit and good energy? I'm just wondering. Witch on fire? Chevy! Tell him. He's trying. Sorry, I'm talking too much. I'm sorry.
Stuff like that. But I usually don't answer questions. But yeah, I'm taking him to see grandma.
Okay, awesome. So what's your current address then? If you don't live on Clapper Road.
I don't answer questions.
Well, you got to tell me that one. That's not you incriminating yourself. That's you. So
I mean, you got my ID. That address is on there is correct.
But you said you're coming from your house in Frederick.
I'm picking them up from Frederick. Okay, that's why I don't answer questions for that reason right there.
Right. But so this is your current mailing address. That's all I need. Just the current mailing address. This is your current address.
Sir.
Okay, not Frederick. Not Frederick, right?
That's my correct mailing address.
Awesome. And vehicle's registered to you?
Yes.
Okay. Hang tight right here for me. Get you out of here in a minute.
No problem.
No. He's not going to get him out of there in a minute. So let's talk about Terry versus Ohio a little bit. This stop is just perfect for Terry versus Ohio because now, because he answered questions and then stopped answering questions, that made the cop suspicious because he was talking to me and then I think that something went funny with him and then he decided not to answer any questions. And then he said he lived here, but really his address on his license was somewhere else. And then I asked him, well, is this address correct? And he wouldn't answer me at all then. Then he became very evasive. And I felt distrusting, meaning that I was thinking maybe he was doing something. He gained my reasonable, articulable suspicion. And why does that matter? Because my comment on the video is wrong. I thought about it all night last night. Now watch what happens to Rolando. Now that he's created reasonable, articulable suspicion, now the cop can detain him. And detainment means torture cuffs. Torture cuffs are always torture.
All right, so you see why I don't answer questions?
Rolando, you took a hose, bro, and you dumped it over your head, my friend. I'm sorry.
Now you understand that I get mail from my mail down here, but we live there, and you see how when I asked him the question, he asked.
So there's a perfectly reasonable explanation why he said they live there, and he gets his mail one place and he lives in another place. So it makes perfect sense. Nothing to be suspicious about. A lot of people do that.
Question: where are you guys going? I told him DC. What's down there, family? Where are you coming from, Frederick? That doesn't help him conduct his traffic stop.
No. Rolando, you completely, dramatically, overwhelmingly, 1000% helped him conduct his traffic stop. 1,000,000,000%. You created it so that he has reasonable articulable suspicion. This was a bad one. This is exactly what you don't do. There's a reason why. Put a 1 in the chat if you have a trifold. There's a reason why the trifold goes on your visor. There's a reason why I give you this fat ass broccoli water rubber band that goes over your visor. Your trifold goes in it. There's a reason why I tell you to do this, and then always just, no matter what he says, you say, I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. That's it. And you don't say another word. Rolando created reasonable articulable suspicion. And any judge will agree with the cop that, well, why are you being elusive? You were answering questions, everything was fine, then all of a sudden you clammed up and then you didn't have an answer for where you live. The judge would side with the cop and say, this is a perfectly legitimate Terry stop, which would be a Wren stop.
You get what I'm saying? It doesn't at all help this cop conduct the traffic stop.
No, you helped him fantastically.
That's questions that they use to fish for more reason, for probable cause, to try to search and stuff like that.
No, I wish it was probable cause, but it's only reasonable suspicion. And the funny part is Rolando knows. He knows, but
I should use this time to smoke a cigarette and get out.
See, that's how he's a G, because he's like, I want to jump out and smoke a cigarette. And most coppers don't like you getting out of the car.
I got my lighter. Dang, he should check on the front window. He's sharp. He knows a lot of things in a few seconds that he saw me. I can't step inside. He told me to stay in the vehicle.
I mean, so you see, it says 33 minutes down here at the bottom.
Frederick or one of,
I mean, Frederick,
or
maybe
Van
6 miles up that.
will be doing too much with them lately.
Okay, so the cop's about to come back up and they're about to have their second interaction. And once again, Rolando, please don't think I'm not trying to be mean to Rolando. I'm just trying to listen, just to throw myself under the bus. I called the bailiff a pig in court, and I shouldn't have done that. Like there's no like, in the world of right and wrong, it's wrong. In a court of law, it's wrong. Like, publicly, it's wrong. Like, there's, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's sometimes you just shit the bed. So, sometimes you don't have a good moment, right? And you've had a bad day, like that song is real. So, oath breakers beware. How do you get the trifold? Oh, you go to deletelaws.com with a Z. Go to deletelaws.com with a Z. Thanks for the super chat. I appreciate it. Go to deletelaws.com. So now, Rolando, just so you know, look, I just brought up something painful. My mistake got me thrown in jail for 4 months. I triggered the judge when she was sentencing. So, hey. Can you shit the bed? You can, Rolando. This is a video where you shat the bed, my friend. I apologize. I don't need to be so mean. Okay, here he comes. Now listen to this, okay? I'm not gonna scream. I am not going to scream right now.
She didn't pick up the phone yet, but
Okay.
but
Do you have anything with the VIN written down? Like an actual printed? Because the VIN you have written down on that temporary tag isn't coming back to you.
speeding. But yeah, I was pulled over speeding this time.
Hey, dude.
What's up?
Do you got your insurance for the car, man?
Not on me.
Okay, so that was the second interaction. I boob tubed it. So here's the whole deal, right? And I think I'm actually gonna. I was a friend of mine. I think I'm gonna actually offer the service where if you take a picture of your insurance card, a photo with your phone, you can upload it to the website. I haven't set this up yet, and a picture of your driver's license and your registration front and back, and I'm gonna laminate it and send it back to you. That's what I'm gonna do. But this is another example of how you can completely screw yourself over. Screw yourself over, just like Rolando is doing here. If you don't have your insurance card, then you have to have a back and forth with the cop. You have to communicate with him. We're not a land of robots that cannot compute. You have to talk to him. You have got to get your registration, your insurance, your proof of ID on a laminated card. You don't laminate your driver's license. You make a photocopy of the front, a photocopy of the back. And then when the cop comes up to ask you, hey, is this your current ID? How you doing again? Hello's for suckers.
Do you got your insurance for the car, man?
Not on.
Do you got your insurance for the car, man? You know what? Let me explain something to you. It says right there, everything I need to provide by law is in the slip below. Put a one in the chat if cops are targeting you to pull you over to try to get your money. Put a one in the chat if that's happening. Then you got to get your shit together when it comes to you driving down the road. You have to have your shit together. I mean, I'm sorry to use the language. I'm a virgin. You got to have your stuff together, your proof of registration, because then when that cop comes up, you pull your trifold down and you say, I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. That's what you do. That's what you do. That's what you do.
On me.
Not on you?
It's
Not on you. Not on him.
Not on me.
Not on you?
Not on paper. Like
Now 3, 4, 5 questions are being answered. Any question you don't answer after that, you're being suspicious.
it was like
Do you have proof of insurance is what I'm asking.
not on me.
Not on your phone, nothing?
Nah.
Turn your phone that way so you make sure you get me on camera, man. There you go.
Oh, I thought I
Thanks, Javro, for the super chat, man. Appreciate you, man.
had you.
Nah, you had
Oh.
her. You didn't have me.
okay.
There you go, man. You gotta have proof of insurance. You don't have anything?
I don't have it on me. I gotta call and get it off the email because it doesn't go to my email.
Okay, can you try to get that for me?
Yeah, I got you.
I'll be back.
So then let's give a trifold away. Brandon, send me right now. So let's do this. Somebody go to the website and buy a trifold. Somebody go buy a trifold. One of you guys go buy a trifold. And Brandon, you send me an email right now to DLZ Clips. Put your name on the subject line. dlzclips@gmail.com. Brandon, you send me your full mailing address. I'm going to send you a trifold and I'm going to send you cop cards 100% for free. I sent off the free one today. There was somebody who'd been emailing me back and forth for like 7 or 8 days to get him a trifold, because I'm not going to go into detail about what I got going on, but the point is we finally got his trifold and his cop card out to him, because he was like, Brandon, he was a free one, and unless it's in the certain pattern from the people I work with, then it doesn't work. But now we have it solved. Send me an email, Brandon S, to dlzclips@gmail.com, and I'm going to give you one for free. I'm also going to give you cop card and the Rocky Water band, everything for free. Brandon, and then it'll offset. There's Chevy right there. And let's go OTVO. That, man. Thank you. So he talked to the cop again.
Yeah, I'm pulled over with the kids, man.
So then let's get back to okay, so here's the second one. Here's the second. This is the third interaction he's going to have with the cop. Thanks, Let's Go, and thanks, Chevy.
So picking up the phone so I can get the.
So now he had to call. Let me just paraphrase this a little bit. Okay. He had to call somebody to get the insurance. In today's day and age, put it in the comment section, in today's day and age, right? That's what the cops say. He's got to call somebody to get the insurance now.
She didn't pick up the phone yet, but
Okay.
but
Do you have anything with the VIN written down? Like an actual printed? Because the VIN you have written down on that temporary tag isn't coming back to you.
what about on the registration I gave you?
On the temp registration?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's handwritten.
I mean, I don't got nothing to do with that. That's how I was when I bought the car.
Where'd you buy that, man?
I bought it at that dealership.
Whoa. I said I wasn't going to scream. I said I wasn't going to scream. I'm not going to scream, and I'm not going to curse. I'm going to hold my emotions in check here. Okay. Every single back and forth you have with the cop is another step closer to you going to jail. Put a 1 in the chat. Is the cop's goal to take you to jail? Yes. It's his goal to take you to jail.
Frederick or one of.
I mean, Frederick's
Or
maybe
Urbana or
6
something.
miles up that way.
Yeah, but it might have been like Urbana or.
Okay, got you.
You know what I'm saying?
I got you, man. All right, do you mind if I can come over there? I was trying to see the VIN through your windshield. It's tinted, so it might be hard. But
No, come on.
If anything, I'll have to open the door so I can see the VIN.
Yeah, come on.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you, boss. I appreciate it. It should be right here.
See how nice he's acting? He's trying to arrest him. Watch. He's trying to arrest him. So there's a VIN number in the door unless the door has been replaced.
Nope. No, it's not here. Let me write this down for you real quick. Yeah, the problem with temp tags, man, is they're hard to get back for us on the system because the temp tags, some companies, some states don't always document the tags right away because they're temporary tags. They're not permanent tags. They don't even put them in the system. It's not common, but it does happen.
I mean, I only got them still because the NBA players. Like, how can I get tagged?
No, you're right. It's hard, man. But there's actually, right now, you're a Maryland resident?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So I don't have any of your info. That's one reason I'm asking. So right now, it doesn't
Another question answered.
extension or not, so you don't have to worry about it.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Oh, he said that was one of the reasons I got pulled over, though.
For what?
He said the registration expired.
Yeah, we haven't. It's an exemption. It's an extension for the Maryland tags and stuff like that. But with the temp registration of another state, it's kind of, you know what I mean. So definitely, if you bought it in Maryland and they're putting Alabama temp tags on it, it's kind of.
Well, I got it brought up. I didn't buy.
They brought it up. From
From
Alabama. So, okay.
I got the ship
So
up
if
here.
it's a one-time drive temp tag, then that's one of those things where it's kind of hard because you can apply for everything online. You should be able to.
You can't apply. You got to go in to get tags. You can renew them online, but you can't get them online.
Yeah, but you can start sending this stuff in, so you can start getting the info because some MBAs are opening certain days. If you actually go on the website, there's certain days that they let people come in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All
So let me get you out of here, man. We'll once we get this to him, so we can figure this out, and get you guys out of here. All right.
All right.
Thank
Cool.
you.
Okay, let me just jump in here, okay? Okay. Look. I'm a true entrepreneur. I find a hole in a market, I fill it. I've done it my whole life. I create a product. I've done it for multiple times. I want you to buy my product, right? I'm human. I want to make money. I want you to buy my product. Just selfishly for me, I want you to buy my product, right? But as you watch this, I want you to realize what the product does. It forces you to follow a script. All that conversation right there was completely irrelevant. It went against him. It worked against him. There was nothing good that came of that conversation. You have this in your hand. You have your phone in your hand, and all you're saying is, I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. And you're not saying another word. That's what it does, having it in your hand. Have it in your hand. It's in your hand. Then if he says, step out of the car, you flip the first page, just like I've told you 25,000 times. And on the very first page, it says right there, driver, get out of the car, Pennsylvania versus Mims. Yes, you have to get out of the car unless you can prove you're not armed and dangerous. But here's the point. Before you get out of the car, you say, I invoke my First Amendment right to film the police. So I'm going to comply with your order, officer, and I'm going to get out of the car. But don't take my phone out of my hand. I understand about Terry versus Ohio that you get to pat me down for weapons. I get that. So you can do that. I'm going to put my hands up because I invoke my First Amendment right to film you. And now because I understand that you have to get out of the car for officer safety, I'm going to get out. But then your phone doesn't get taken out of your hand and you don't go in torture cuffs. Because that beta male is thinking about, or beta female is thinking about, because it says right here at the bottom of this, violating the First Amendment on camera removes cops' qualified immunity. And you may not remember to say that. This is your script. It's your step by step by step by step by step. Rolando, I love you, buddy. Let's bring you on so you don't think this is a Rolando beatdown. It's just simply not, man. This was a perfect textbook mistake after mistake. Stop.
Man, I'm mad. I tried to get out the car to smoke a cigarette because I don't like to smoke in the car with the kids. Get back in the car. He was quick too. Like, driver, get back in the car. Nah, man, he cool. He acting cool, but he got a speech impediment.
Smash that like button real quick. Just reach down and hit the like button.
I let's not make fun of dude's speech impediment, man. Dude might be all right. We'll find out. We're not gonna make fun of. I can't make fun of the way he talk, especially in front of the kid. Man, my eyes always like this. I'm so busy, a bird. I don't know if it's called a list. I forget how. See why? I'm going to go see family. Where you coming from? Frederick. Where? That's where they live.
But you shouldn't have answered a single question, Rolando. Nothing. You should have pled the fifth with or without the trifold in your hand.
Then hold up.
So the VIN came back, so we're good there, but we still need insurance then, okay?
I haven't been hit back yet.
Okay, so we're gonna. That's what I'm saying. He's gonna do some stuff with this paperwork and everything, and then we're gonna wait for you for the insurance.
All right.
Okay, so just keep trying to call him if you have to, man.
I hope he don't write me that.
Now you're sitting there working for the cop, and he's telling you what to do. He's sitting there telling you what to do.
It's up to his discretion, not me. So you gotta
and it's up to the cops' discretion.
Up to him,
I
man.
done got
Not me,
one.
man.
I done got
I'm
one
not throwing
before.
stuff to you.
I done got one before. They not cheap, so
What'd you get a ticket for?
for not having.
Why? What are you doing? Why are you telling him about your ticket history? It's none of his business. Oh, but no, just wait, y'all. Just wait. The cop's trying to arrest Rolando. No. Oh, wait. It ain't over. He tries to arrest him.
Probably about a year and a half ago, not having the insurance information.
But see, there's a charge for not providing security. Okay, I'm not saying you don't have insurance.
Mm.
I just
No, but you have to show proof.
Yeah.
I got a ticket for that before. It's not cheap. That's what I'm saying.
All right, well, we'll be up with you in a little bit. All right.
All right, thanks,
Thank
bro.
you.
Dang, man.
Rolando could not have made more mistakes. And you know what's the number one mistake? You're not prepared.
No, he's not. He's not Chinese. He's white.
No, but you're not
I
prepared.
do not have my little Liberty Mutual information in here.
You got to have it ready to go. I'm not going to scream. I'm not going to scream. I've got 3 of these in my car. I have 3. I made 3 copies. When I was at FedEx office, I made 3 copies of this. So I have them. Even if there's one not on my visor, there's one on my console. If it's on my console, there's one under my floor mat.
Hey, child, you are right. Nah, but you know what's funny, y'all? I can't go get off this phone and look up my insurance, but then I gotta not be on live no more. Me being on live in case something happens right now is way more important. I'd take the little $90 fine for that proof.
So did you hear what he said?
Is way more. Me being on live in case something happens right now is way more important. I'd take the little $90 fine for that proof of it. They ain't tripping.
Okay, so you hear that? He's on live right now. He's talking to his audience. He's got a following, like 80,000 subscribers. And the reason why he's on live talking to his subscribers is so that if he's arrested and taken to jail, that there'll be somebody who cares about him that will put a fund together, get a bail bondsman, pay the bond to get him out of the dungeon. He has that luxury. Let me tell you something. Good things are coming. There's good things coming. So it's just the question I have, how many of you would audit police if you knew that you were going to get bailed out of jail and that people would know that you had been arrested and went to jail? He was pulled over for speeding, but I believe this is a Ren stop. And I'll show you what Ren means in a moment.
$2 months.
So he's live streaming to his people. Okay. So do me a favor and step out of the car is about to happen right now. We're 24 minutes into the stop. More than that, because it started.
Do me a favor, step out of the car real quick, okay?
Can you step? Whoa, you opening my door for me?
All right, boy, walk back here. Saying I was walking with a grenade, say anything crazy on it. No.
You're answering questions again.
Perfectly fine if you want to keep filming us. I don't care at all. Just make sure you don't make any calls or anything like that while we're out here, okay? Get paid down, make sure you don't have any weapons. It's not appreciated. What do you got here? Lighter? Yeah. Thanks. All right. Go ahead, walk back here with my partner, okay? These are kids in here, you said?
Yes, they are. They
Crazy on.
Can you step? Whoa, you opening my door for me?
All right. Go ahead, walk back here.
Okay. So if you're going to step out of your car, Remember, I showed you, you flip the page immediately and you go to that you have a right to film cops. Now, here's the Pennsylvania versus Mims. It says you have to get out of the car. Officer safety is legitimate and weighty, and the intrusion into personal liberty at most is a mere inconvenience. The facts available to the officer at the moment of the seizure warrant a person of reasonable caution to believe that the action was taken appropriately. The action is removing you from the automobile. The laws that you must get out when lawfully stopped, the reason that you get out is for officer safety. He has to believe you're armed and presently dangerous to order you out of the car using Pennsylvania versus Mims. That he has to believe that you're armed and presently dangerous. And so now let me read the rest of this for you. If by video you can show that there's no way a reasonable officer could believe that you're armed and presently dangerous, you can challenge the order. Unlawful because it's against the spirit of the law. Challenging the law could certainly get you arrested. So yes, you could be arrested, but you could change Pennsylvania versus Mims if you get arrested and appeal all the way up to the Supreme Court. But you would have to be able to prove that you weren't armed and presently dangerous. So you would have to be doing some good camera work and saying, look, I'm wearing a pair of flimsy shorts and a tank top, and you can see I pull my shirt up. I don't have any, I'm not, now you can't order me out of the car because it's an unlawful order. You can order me out if you believe I'm armed and presently dangerous. You'll probably get arrested, though. They'll probably arrest you if you say I'm not going to get out. 99% of the time. Yeah, if you knew you were going to get out, though, if you knew you were going to get bailed out, would you take that challenge? That's a better question, I suppose. You get out and you say, I do not consent to searches or seizures, and you shut your door and lock it.
Crazy on it. So, if you want to keep filming us, I don't care at all. Just make sure you don't make any comments or anything like that while we're out here, okay? Hey, now make sure you don't have any weapons. I appreciate it. What we got here? Lighter? Yeah. All right. Go ahead, walk back here with my partner, okay? These are kids in here, you said?
Yes, they are.
How old are
They
How old are they?
I mean, can you pull them out and bring them with me?
I am in a second.
I don't know what their age got to do
You don't know
with
what their
it.
ages are?
I don't know what their age would have to do with it.
Are they under 18?
Yes, they are.
Well, once again, if you have pled the Fifth Amendment, if you have already said, I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent, they can't ask you another question. If you say, I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent, and then the cop asks you another question, I just invoked my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. You can't ask me any questions, copper. Now you're running that stop. This is your ninja warrior. This is your literature. When you say, I invoke my, then he can't ask you about your children. The conversation never happens because you invoked your Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. You filmed him. You said there. And then he asked you another question. You said, I just invoked my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. You're on camera. And then you're now in charge of that stop. You're now his boss, which is what you are anyway. He's there to protect your civil liberties, to protect your rights. Even if he doesn't know what his job is, that's what his job literally is. You wield your camera like a ninja warrior. Telling him about his children? Like, why are you telling him about your children?
This is crazy, man.
No, it's not crazy. You gave them reasonable, articulable suspicion. This is typical, not crazy.
So what you put me out of the car for?
Is there anything in the vehicle that a narcotics canine would alert on today?
No.
Nothing.
Why are you answering? I'm not going to scream. I'm not going to scream. Why, in the name of the good earth, are you saying anything to him? Put a one in the chat if that cop's trying to arrest him. When he asks him, is there anything in the car that's illegal? He's trying to arrest him. You don't answer the question.
So what you put me out of the car for?
Is there anything in the vehicle that a narcotics canine would alert on today?
No.
Nothing at all.
he is now saying, is there anything that a narcotics canine would alert on? Meaning that you are now a suspect. He suspects that maybe you have narcotics, and he's referencing a dog. When you are the suspect, you plead the Fifth Amendment immediately and don't say another word, especially when he says, are you traveling with chemicals in your car? You don't say anything other than, I already pled the Fifth Amendment. You're violating my rights.
No, you sure about that?
Yeah, I'm sure.
All right, awesome.
So why'd you pull me out of the car?
What's that?
Why'd you pull us out of the car? Come on,
It's standard policy for Montgomery County Police. We're going to have a narcotics canine run around the car. It's their policy that we get everyone out of the vehicle. We do so just for everyone's sake.
So when
Yeah,
you pull,
you walk right over here for me, just so we go.
so when you run the dog around, you have to pull people out of the car.
It's their policy, yes, sir. That's a request from the Montgomery County case.
That's from Montgomery County.
Okay, now here's where my comment was wrong. My comment's incorrect. My comment's wrong. I thought about it all night. I got to read it. It's an illegal search, Rodriguez versus United States. Cop cannot extend a stop to have a drug dog search without RAS, reasonable articulable suspicion of a crime. Second, it's not illegal for you to send a text message. But so I was incorrect. And the reason why I was incorrect, as I watched this yesterday and thought about it all night, was because he has reasonable articulable suspicion. Rolando gave him reasonable articulable. It's in your trifold. Rodriguez versus United States. Cops cannot extend a stop without probable cause or reasonable articulable suspicion. He says, I'm gonna bring a drug dog out, so you have to wait now for that dog to come. He can't do that without reasonable articulable suspicion. You told him you lived in one place, and then when he went to clarify where you lived, you then stopped answering questions. By talking, oh, I can feel the scream. There's a scream in my chest right now. Rolando! I want to scream right now, okay? You chose to answer questions instead of immediately, emphatically, and unequivocally, immediately invoking your Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. Boom! Right in their grill, and not another word.
Because it never happened before. Usually they do it while we're sitting in there.
Yeah, it's just different agencies had different policies. They just to keep the minimum interaction between people and the police canines.
So why is he bringing a canine out, everybody? Why is he bringing a canine out? Can you tell me in the comments? How come why did he order a canine dog? What for?
All right.
You might find Clark right over here. He's gonna bring the dog. Just say, guys, I just don't want you guys to dog. You're good right here.
Ripple Effect Media's in here, everybody. Fearless Auditor. Fantastic stuff.
Hey, don't be sending any text messages or anything while we're out here.
Why not?
Just because I asked you to.
I mean, that's not a lawful order.
Yes, sir, it is.
I'll come-
It's an
No, it is not. It is not a lawful order.
officer safety concern.
It's officer say, what law would I
Okay. Terry versus Ohio puts officer safety over our rights. It's the number one tenet of Terry is officer safety. Officer safety, officer safety, officer safety first. He can detain this man in torture cuffs because that's not arrested. But Terry versus Ohio does not mean that officer safety equals him sending a text message. That's rich. That's rich. I mean, that's shit on a switch. That's just,
be breaking if I sent the text right now?
that's a lie.
What law would I be breaking if I sent the text right now?
You'll be breaking the law that failing to comply with the law.
It's not a lawful order. What are you talking about?
Why would that's not, what statute would I be breaking?
I've had failing to obey. Yeah, swap back over.
Come on, guy.
You would be breaking the statute failing to obey a lawful order.
That's not a lawful order.
Yes, sir. I've had issues before in the past where people have sent text messages to their friends when we'd be in a traffic stop.
Look at what, look. So I don't scream. Look at what not invoking your Fifth Amendment right leads to. Look at like what not having. See, my verbiage is messing up. I'm putting words in the wrong places because I literally want to scream at the screen right now. Okay. You have to have your stuff put together, your license, registration, and proof of insurance. It's not your actual license. It's a photocopy front and back. And since you went down to FedEx, Kinko's, or you're going to be able to take a picture and send it to me soon. Listen, you got to be put together. And then you got to invoke your Fifth Amendment right. You got to do it. Look at all the problems Rolando's going through right now.
All of a sudden, there's 30 of you and 2 of us here.
I mean, I understand all.
And then the cops say they're scared. They're all scared that people are going to show up.
Safety,
Right.
but that's not a lawful order.
Yes, sir.
It's not. I'm not
No,
going to
it's
jail
not.
for sending a text or
Oh,
receiving
that's where you're wrong. That's where you're wrong. That Jack Boot Thug Pig will arrest you and take you to jail.
a citation for doing that. Okay. It's a Dutch Shepherd.
I think it's Malwall.
No, it's too big for a Malwall.
I've seen some pretty big Malwalls, man. It might be a small shepherd.
I train him.
That's possible.
Okay, so take a look at his car. Okay. He's got a blacked out Mercedes. He's a black guy driving down the turnpike, Maryland, DC. They profiled this guy 1,000%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of training you do?
This.
This? Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
Now you're telling him where you work, that you train these dogs. Why are you telling him any? Don't tell cops things about your life. Don't tell them where you work. Don't tell them where your family lives. Don't tell them where you go to school or where you went to school. Don't tell them what your favorite restaurant is. Don't tell them where your kids play. Don't tell them where your baby mama lives. Don't tell them where your real mama lives. You don't tell cops about your life. You don't tell them that you train dogs for a living. You train those kinds of dogs. You don't tell them about your life. Okay? Do we all agree? You don't tell cops about your life, where you go, what you do, how you do it. You don't tell cops about your life.
No, it's too big for a Malwall.
I've seen some pretty big Malwalls, man. It might be a small shepherd.
I train him.
That's possible. Do you?
Yeah.
What kind of training you do?
This.
This? Oh, all
Yeah.
right. Where you do that at?
Up in Frederick.
Up in Frederick. Oh, okay.
We're like second.
Now, all they got to do is look up the dog training facilities up in Frederick and run his name and see if they could find him.
Time around the car, nothing.
All right, so go ahead and see back in my car, get your warrant for Steve. We'll get you out of here, okay?
All right. Y'all come on, get in the car, ladies. Oh my gosh, I'm so mad.
Oh.
Y'all okay?
Are you ever able to pull up your insurance?
Nah,
No, okay. Who's your insurance company through?
Liberty Mutual.
Liberty Mutual?
Yeah.
Do you know about when you got insurance on the car?
It's the same insurance for like 2 years. I've only switched the vehicle on it.
You said Liberty Mutual?
Yeah. This is some bullshit. I'm mad as fuck. And these are the times you gotta really stay calm because I got the kids with me. And they doing this bullshit on the side. Oh my fucking God, got me pulling my fucking kids out of the car.
You know, Rolando did that to himself. Rolando got his kids pulled out of the car. I'm sorry. You know, I was just sitting there just now before I said that. I was sitting there thinking, do I say this out loud? Because Rolando's going to think I'm beating him up, right? But if I don't say it out loud, then I'm being fake. And I'm not going to do that. So he completely and utterly did everything to himself because he did not invoke his rights and stand on them. He completely and utterly screwed himself over in every way. He should only be mad at himself. No, I mean that's not true. You got to be mad at the police state, prison state, death state that where they're hiding on the side of the road to get you, calling out, canines, try to arrest you. You could be mad about all that too. So you can't. You can be mad at the police state, prison state, death state, where you are a piggy bank and their goal is to arrest you. You can be mad about that too. But you played their hand. You played into their hand.
So they're saying they tried to lie to me. They lied and said it's a rule that they got to bring the dog on every traffic stop. This shit is
No. You gave them reasonable, articulable suspicion by the way you behaved.
straight up bullshit.
I mean, he didn't for you and I. He didn't make me suspicious. He just realized he was talking to an authoritarian guy who gets a bonus for arresting him and charging him with chemicals, and then he realized he's got to stop talking. But you gave the copper who's going to go to the judge and the DA who both going to be on the cop side, and they're going to agree that it was lawful.
Straight up bullshit.
Let's give another trifold and a pair of cop cards away. Who doesn't have the money right now? Who doesn't got the dough? If you don't mind saying so. And I'm going to give you a cop card, and I'm going to give you a pair of cop cards, and I'm going to give you a trifold. So whoever needs one for free, I'm going to give you one right now. Just let me know who that's going to be. Let me know who wants a trifold, a pair of cop cards right now. And I want to make sure that, look, you shouldn't have, if you can afford one, because now I'm going to ask somebody to go, Ripple Effect. There's a good one right there. Ripple Effect, send me over email me, dlzclips@gmail.com. I'm going to send you 2 sets of cop cards, Ripple Effect, so you can give a pair away. And I'm going to send you a trifold. Love you, buddy. Love your channel. I was actually going to show your video again tonight. Again tonight. So one of y'all go buy one. One of y'all go buy one. And if you have one already, go buy one and give it to your brother, your cousin, your best friend. One of y'all, so I can offset it. But thank you. I appreciate it. Chevy. Ripple Effect Chevy bought you a trifold. All right, let's get back to this. He's trying to arrest him.
Thank you. All right, so here's your information back. Like I said, just a warning for your speed today. Absolutely nothing you need to do with it. It's just not confidential. It's not today. Okay. Any questions for me?
You said that it's just routine to just go ahead and bring the dog or any.
There were certain indicators I saw on the traffic stop, both prior to the stop and during the stop. That led me.
You mind let me know what those are just for future reference?
Those aren't really something I can divulge.
I mean, I can look up the information on.
Right,
No.
To be on a windshield in your expired registration. Give me your driver's license registration card on you. Thank you very much.
You said it was. You said I don't even know. You said it was 7.
It was that right there, Orlando. It was you stuttering when you started to talk to him. That was. Oh, he's stuttering.
6 and a 55.
Yes.
Oh, I thought it was 65
No,
up here.
You're doing a hell of a lot faster than that too, and you passed me sitting on the shoulder, weren't you?
I mean,
I'm not going to ask you to admit.
I mean, it's possible. Then the suspect admitted that he was doing a hell of a lot faster than what I clocked him at.
Okay, so you and I both know you weren't knowing. Where you guys headed to today?
I'm headed out to DC.
Headed out to DC. All right, what's down there for you?
Family.
Family. Okay. Where are you coming from?
Frederick.
Frederick. Okay. What was up with Frederick for you?
This is where we live. But look,
okay.
check this out.
So that's not your good address anymore.
Check this out. I usually don't answer questions,
Okay.
but I see you you in high spirit. You got good energy and stuff like that.
Appreciate it.
But I usually don't answer questions.
Right.
But yeah, I'm taking them to see grandma.
Okay. Awesome.
And then you continued. You don't answer questions, but you tell them about your grandma. When she lives, you're going to DC. That's where grandma lives.
Awesome. Okay, so what's your current address then? If you don't live on Clapper Road
I don't
anymore?
answer questions.
And now you were answering questions, you were perfectly friendly, and then the suspect stopped answering any questions at all whatsoever. And that was an indicator to me as the officer that he was being evasive and elusive and he had something to hide.
Well, you got to tell me that one. That's not you incriminating yourself. That's you. So
No. That was him incriminating himself.
Answer questions.
well, you got to tell me that one. That's not you incriminating yourself. That's you. So
I mean, you got my ID. That address is on there is correct.
but you said you're coming from your house in Frederick.
I'm picking them up from Frederick.
Okay.
And that's why
He's answering and telling, I'm picking them up from Frederick. He's going on down a road where this cop,
I don't answer questions for that reason right there.
Right. But so this is your current mailing address. That's all I need. Just a current mail.
now he's frustrated. Now Rolando's frustrated. I don't answer questions. He's flustered. He doesn't answer questions.
Mailing address.
This
This is your current
yes,
address.
sir.
Okay. Not Frederick. Not Frederick, right?
That's my correct
Okay.
mailing
All right.
address.
Awesome.
I continued to ask him about his home address, and the suspect wouldn't answer me after that, which raised my suspicion.
I mean, we can look at,
There were certain indicators I saw in the traffic stop both prior to the stop and during the stop.
you mind let me know what those are just for future reference.
Those aren't really something I can divulge.
I mean, I can look up the information on
Right, and you're more welcome to do that.
But I want to know because I don't get pulled out the car often. I get stopped all the time.
Yeah.
You'll see it later on YouTube. But what's your name and badge number for the record?
TFC Podman ID 6852.
I appreciate
all my
that.
information's on the warning.
I appreciate that. You sir, your information, name and badge number.
Officer Williams.
Badge number
1247.
1247. I appreciate you.
Do you see all the cops there? All those cops are there because they were thinking they were going to get to arrest this guy. And you need backup. You need another person there. I need a couple more cops there to arrest you.
Officer Williams.
Please go. You have a great day.
Trooper, your name and badge number.
Doyle, 6144.
I appreciate you. Y'all drive.
Right. After they already broke you down and made you play Simon Says and pull you and your family out of your car. Right? You I'm not going to scream. Yeah! Why are you answering up? Like you guys saw me last night. I was out of sorts. I was MRF and F and this and F and that. I'd seen enough cops beating, killing, hurting people all day yesterday. I saw like 20 videos. By the time I got on, I was triggered. But you have to invoke your Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. And you know, I want to show you this, and in the 2013 Supreme Court case of Salinas versus Texas, this is where it says, you know, I don't answer questions isn't enough. The defendant must voluntarily answering questions not in police custody. In the 2013 Supreme Court case of Salinas versus Texas, the court ruled that a defendant's silence during questioning by police can be used against them in a criminal case if they don't clearly and unequivocally invoke their Fifth Amendment rights. 2013, the Supreme Court, who we don't elect, Salinas versus Texas. The court ruled that defendant's silence during questioning by police can be used against them in a criminal case if they don't clearly and unequivocally, they have to say it. The defendant must not explain that they intend to invoke the Fifth Amendment. They must say that they take the Fifth Amendment. The defendant's silence must be relevant to the case, such as when they become quiet or their demeanor changes after being asked a question. Do you see? Failing to invoke the right to remain silent can have serious consequences. In the 2013 case, concluded that a witness's silence to a question can be used against them. Your silence can be used against you. So if you say that you don't answer questions, that is not invoking your Fifth Amendment right. You have to say, I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. You have to say those words, because you saying, I don't answer questions, that's not invoking your Fifth Amendment right. I mean, Salinas versus Texas, it's even more clear in the OYE's version. I go to oyez.org. In Salinas versus Texas, in OYE's, I've looked this up several times. This is a 2013 case, Salinas versus Texas. And then right here, it says the constitutional question, does the Fifth Amendment protect a defendant before he's been read his Miranda rights? And then it says right here, long-standing judicial precedent, a witness who desires protection against self-incrimination must explicitly claim that protection. It says that you specifically have to claim the protection. I mean, this goes on to say, this requirement ensures that the government is put on notice when the defendant intends to claim this privilege. They call it a privilege, not a right, and allows the government to either argue that the testimony is not self-incriminating or offer immunity. There's two exceptions: that a criminal defendant does not need to take the stand at trial in order to explicitly claim this privilege. So you don't have to be in trial. That's anywhere you are on the street. That failure to claim this privilege must be excused when that failure was due to government coercion. Notwithstanding popular misconceptions, the court held that the Fifth Amendment does not establish a complete right to remain silent, but only guarantees that criminal defendants may not be forced to testify against themselves. Therefore, as long as police do not deprive defendants of the opportunity to claim the Fifth Amendment privilege, there is no constitutional violation. This is an important sentence. As long as the police do not deprive the defendant of the opportunity. You follow me? So that, you have to understand. I mean, if you don't, you're going to get eaten alive. They'll cheat you. They'll do anything they can to cheat you. If you don't do it right, you will end up. So
I was cooperating with.
I want to talk about this video right here just a little bit before we get into it. So listen. So I got ripple effect. Let's do another one. Who else needs a trifold? Who else needs a trifold? Who else doesn't have the $25? Because they're $25. If you have the money, go and buy one. Go buy one right now. Go to deletelaws.com and buy a trifold, and I'll give you the cop cards for free. I'll give you the cop cards 100% for free. If you can afford both, buy them both. That's great. Thanks for your support. I'll give you the cop cards for free, the blue and yellow cop cards. So go and get one. But who needs one for free? Okay, Deborah, there it is. I got you. Deborah, right there. I'm going to send you a trifold, and I'm going to send you a pair of Fifth Amendment cop cards. Send me an email to dlzclips@gmail.com. Put your username on there. Here's the email address. There it is. Send me that, Deborah, and I will give you the trifold and the cop cards for free. You have to email me your full address so I can copy and paste it and put it on the envelope. Make it easy for me. Okay. Boom. Let's do it. Now, I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with this. What else is going on? Who else do we got? Who else do we got in here? Maddie Rolando needs one. Rolando, if you see this, man, I got nothing but love for you, bro. That your stop was just classic. It was classic. It had everything that needed.
Everybody, you guys wouldn't cooperate with me. I was just walking along singing a song. You guys don't like my song. You don't like the truth. You punch me in the face when my arms are behind my.
What happened here? This is from Loveland, Colorado.
This is the Civil Rights Channel. He's getting millions of views. I don't really got to promote him. He's crushing it.
And it all began on Saturday, May 20th, 2023 at about 8:30 p.m. when police officers were called onto a street in Loveland with reports that there was this adult female wandering in and out of traffic and speaking incoherently. And this is the lady that they encountered.
So just real quick poll. Put a 1 in the chat if you know this story. Put a 2 in the chat if you do not know this story, because he shows quite a bit of this. Put a 1 in the chat. Jessica Christed is here. What's going on, Jessica? Put a 1 in the chat if you know this story. Put a 2 if you do not know the story. 1, you know it. 2, you don't know it. Okay, so I'm gonna really jump through this because the most important part is the update, and it's gonna set you back on your seat. Wait till you hear this. This is unbelievable.
Walking along, singing a song.
Can you just hang out and talk with me, please?
I'm just singing a song all
Okay,
day
are you
long.
walking in any traffic though? Ma'am?
I'm just singing a song all day long.
Try
I'm
263, she's
along.
walking away from
Is
me.
there no freedom?
There is, but
I can't walk along and sing a song. See, I have the full.
So the cop comes up and he's telling her that they got reports that she was walking in the street, but she's really just walking through the mall parking lot and singing a song.
Volume.
perfect.
So
Well,
I
can we get
can't
out of the
walk
roadway,
along.
Not
Oh,
on the
walk.
road.
Oh,
You know what I mean? So I'm getting told that you're like out in the roadway.
oh, okay.
Can you stop with me and just talk with me
There's
just
no
for a second?
side.
Okay, so this is, part of the reason why I showed this is because this is the reason why you have the non-driver card that goes in your wallet. It's just like your credit card. This is the reason why I give this away for free when you get a trifold from me and I ship you something. Because she needs a guide. She sounds like she's drunk. She needs a guide to help her. And you just start at number 1 and you go right down the line of the non-driver cop card. Cop cited or citing walks up to you. You start filming and say, I invoke my First Amendment right. Number 2, cop approaches, says any words to you at all. While filming, state the exact words, I invoke my 5th Amendment right to remain silent. Obviously, I'm on a green screen, so it's kind of going to be kind of hard to read. You understand? She needed a guide to help her through her process, and she didn't have it. And you'll see what happens to her.
I know. I
So
get
where
that.
do a sidewalk go? Where can I be?
Why talk to him at all? Invoke your 5th Amendment right, your First Amendment right.
Where I
Well,
can
just
see
you don't want to
the
walk in the
full
roadway,
volume,
right?
don't you see? So where are the sidewalks? Where am I supposed to be? Where is the mark of the deceit?
You just don't want to walk in the traffic
Where?
and get hit by a car.
Well, then where should I be?
Well, where you live?
There's nowhere for me to be. You don't
Okay.
have no design, no
Let's
degree.
stay out of the roadway, right? You
Oh,
don't
out
wanna
of the roadway, okay.
get- There is, man. What's going on? Where you live? Ma'am,
So long.
He's just harassing her.
have you have an ID?
I'm just walking, singing a song, dude.
I got you, but you're walking the roadway.
Well, okay, but there's no sidewalk,
I
is
got you.
there?
Are you from Loveland?
Maybe.
Walking through traffic. At this point, she's walking through. It's not the officer who would later punch her. This is the other officer who was not fired. While there was an allegation that she was walking through traffic, at this point, she's walking through a parking lot. She has answered the questions. She has not been observed committing any crime. They have asked her if she wants to engage with them, if she wants help, if she wants a ride, and she has declined. I don't see any reason why they couldn't have just left this lady alone, but they didn't leave her alone.
The land, the air, the sea, from Oceania to
Uh-huh.
Oceania. I just buy this disease
Okay.
of the neon.
So you get the point. He just continues to harass her.
Realis. Hey, this is the detection of the day of the sway of the pendulum sway. You don't go north today. You keep eating on the sinew that way.
There's alleged concern that the entire legal basis for everything that happens here in this situation is this police officer's alleged concern that he wants her to be safe. When ironically, the only way that she ends up getting hurt that evening was by the very police officers who said that they needed to keep her safe. Clearly, she has mental issues, I think. Is there some threshold of mental ability
Or she's drunk and fed up and doesn't want to deal with shit.
before somebody can walk down some public parking lot? Do we allow police officers to just go stop people and give them some sort of mental acuity test before they're allowed to continue?
Do that. Is there no freedom today? Have I been sold out to China this way? Or oil reserves sold out to China? Have you heard? And you better call in the PSYOP. You spy.
What is that?
And if I
So
Show up and he
I'm gonna go right to where.
no freedom.
Okay, here's where the hands-on begins, and I'll bring it back down here.
Don't touch me.
Will you cooperate with me?
Don't touch me. Don't touch me.
Like he's got nothing better to do. He's got nothing better to do.
To identify
Don't touch me. I'm just walking, singing a
She
song.
only told me her
Uh,
first.
don't
There it is. He just grabs her
touch me.
like a psycho. For what? She's like here's what I'm talking about. In the world of society, what good is this copper doing right here, right now? What greater good is he serving by harassing this woman? What I don't understand what the greater good is here.
I'm just fucking walking along.
Singing
I have
my
no
song.
freedom to walk
Do
in
you have
this
an idea?
land.
Do you have an idea on you?
You.
Do you have an idea on you?
I'm just walking. What have I done wrong? Let go of me.
Multiple times.
No, I'm not. I'm walking
You're
through.
now, but it took us.
They transport her to the hospital. She's very angry, clearly. And the most important thing that is going on here is that this woman is handcuffed, hands behind her back. The nurse who is in the room with her is apparently very sensitive, and she can't take this woman's profanity. And now hurts to.
You can speak for me, you Margarado piece of shit.
Okay, let's watch
She
the
said
language.
Angelia, you piece of
Angelia,
shit.
I will not tolerate
Yeah.
that language.
Well, I will tell you.
Don't you love people like this nurse? I will not tolerate that language.
I'm not tolerating that I can't walk down the street. Hey, can give it back to me, you.
It has to have your proper
Hey, I can have it.
Angela,
Why can't I have a piece of
because they have
paper?
policies here. You
Then
can't.
take my pants off too. Take my shirt off. Give me my piece of paper. Why can't I have it?
Hey,
Fuck, piece of Why can't I
Angelia,
have the paper, you piece of
Angelia,
You enjoy the fifth element.
Hey.
You wouldn't even know you
Angelia,
swine piece of
continue to
So I'll
behave
tell
this
you what
way.
brings me in here today.
Do
I was
not
walking
spit and do
down
not
the
get, I
street
will not
and
tolerate
these
that.
This will go a lot smoother.
Don't even touch me, you piece of shit. Really, you handcuff me, you.
Look. I'm not. I want you to focus on something here. Okay. I'm gonna zoom in for you. Okay. Focus on him. Okay. Because he's getting triggered.
Do
I was
not spit
walking
and do
down
not
the
get, I
street
will not
and
tolerate
these
that.
Okay. Look at him. He's getting triggered. Watch him.
This will go a lot smoother.
Don't even touch me, you piece of shit. Really, you handcuff me, you. Give me my paper back. Yeah. See how he instigates?
Can you speak to me then if you don't like him?
Now, former
Do you see that? He's triggered. He's triggered.
Officer Russell Moranto would later testify under oath that he did not punch Angelia Hall out of anger or retaliation, but that he simply used a strike to move her face away from him so she could not spit again.
So this is the part that's infuriating. I told you to wait for it. Wait. What? This is the whole reason we're watching this. Watch this.
He reiterated several times that the strike, not a punch, was a reasonable action. Is that what you see here?
Don't spit. Oh, hey.
He punches her.
The other officer who was
Do,
right
do,
there.
do,
Oh,
do you see how quickly he recoils and punches her?
Is that what you see here?
Don't spit. Oh,
He punches her right in the face.
hey. Toronto,
See
chill.
what he does?
The other officer who was right there, Hobbs, clearly didn't agree that his actions were reasonable. In fact, he immediately intervened and said, "Hey, Moranto, chill," and got him away from Angelia.
Back off.
See what he does?
Back off.
Hits me. Hits me. I'm gonna name. I'm taking him down. I have my hands cuffed. I can't even fight back. I was cooperating with everybody. You guys wouldn't cooperate with me. I was just walking along, singing a song. And when it's 55 degrees, finally nice. You guys don't like my song. You don't like the truth. Fuck you. You
Can we just take a second and appreciate what she just did and said? Can we just for, I mean, just
singing a song. And when it's 55 degrees, finally nice. You guys
finally nice at 55.
don't like my song. You don't like the truth. Fuck you.
You
Punch me in the face when
you punch me in the face. He did.
my arms are
No, I did
behind
not.
my back.
No, I did not.
Fuck you. Yes, you did.
No, I did
Not
not.
you. Your
Correct.
fucking fellow officer. Fucking right in the fucking face.
Then shortly afterwards, Officer Hobbs was interviewed by the supervisor, and Hobbs asks, "Do I turn my body cam off?" Right? And the supervisor says, "No, leave it on." Then Hobbs basically admits that he observed the other officer punch this lady in the face in response to her spitting.
Turn on camera, yeah?
No.
No? Okay.
They're getting the most out of these guys, huh?
So tell me what happened.
Was trying to talk to her and she ultimately just spit in the direction of the nurse staff and it hit the floor. Still verbally uncooperative, trying to get info out of her. Staff was like, you know what, I'm not dealing with her. We're leaving the room. She's very uncooperative at this point. So she's yelling at Moranto's standing in front of her. She spits at Moranto on him. And then Moranto just kind of takes his right hand and like across her face. And that's when I took Moranto, grabbed her, and I took and pulled Moranto off her and told him to get out of the room.
Good.
And I'm not gonna lie to you, I think I need a tap out as well after all that's happened, type of thing. So
I'm pulling you off this call.
I'm just kind of overwhelmed.
They chased down a woman who was walking along singing a song, doing absolutely nothing wrong to anybody. These two cops stalked her down, followed her for a half mile through the parking lot, and then finally grabbed her, torture cuffed her, and drug her down to a hospital for a mental evaluation, for welfare check.
I'm pulling you off this call.
All right, that's the end
And
of the body cam footage.
And the cop who chases her down and harasses her down then says, "I need to be taken off this call with everything that's happened. I'm just, what did he say? He said, I'm."
For all that's happened. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I think I need a tap out as well.
He needs to tap out. The woman he chased down and torture cuffed, and then watched the guy punch in the face. Watch the other cop punch her in the face. He's got to tap out.
For all that's happened, type of thing. So
I'm pulling you off this call.
I'm just kind of overwhelmed.
He's pulling him off this call.
I'm pulling you off this call.
All right, that's the end of the body cam footage, and here's what happened afterwards.
Okay, this is it. 1401. This is the whole reason why we're watching this.
This police officer, who was still at the time a probationary police officer, and they could basically fire him very easily within the first year. He was within that period, so they went ahead and fired him just within days of this incident. And then there was a criminal investigation conducted by the Larimer, that's how you pronounce it, County Sheriff's Office. And that was requested by the Loveland Police Chief, Tim Doran. And they ended up finding that there was probable cause to actually charge former officer Moranto.
So they're going to charge the copper. They're going to charge him with the crime for punching her in the face.
With third-degree assault, a Class 1 misdemeanor under Colorado state law.
But wait, there's more.
In Colorado, you commit third-degree assault if you knowingly, recklessly, or with criminal negligence inflict bodily injury on another person. The offense is a Class 1 misdemeanor, punishable by up to 18 months in jail and or fines up to $1,000. So the standard is this. A person commits the crime of assault in the third degree if the person knowingly or recklessly causes bodily injury to another person, or with criminal negligence, the person causes bodily injury to another person by means of a deadly weapon. So former officer Russell Moranto was indeed prosecuted for...
Wait, I'm asking you to wait for it. Wait for it. It comes up right now. Wait for this.
For punching this woman. After about a year of the case pending, just a few days ago, his case went to a jury trial. And guess what happened? He was completely acquitted by the jury of third-degree assault. And that was the sole charge that he faced. The jury deliberated less than 1 hour. Moranto testified, "I delivered a single strike to Miss Hall in an attempt to redirect her." He also testified that he became a police officer to help people in need.
How many times have we heard that? I asked the cop, "Why'd you sign up?" "I signed up to help people." How many people have you helped? A lot.
Nailed it. Moranto's testimony was that the video showed him remaining calm and using appropriate force to prevent him from getting spit on again. "I'm heavily concerned with bodily fluid," Moranto testified. "To be honest, my immediate thought was stopping this and, Jesus, I just caught something. It's not a pleasant experience." He continued to say that he had...
I want to get the transcripts. I want to get the audio. I want to get it. I hit up Brian on his blog to see if we can get the transcripts or the audio.
mere seconds to react, and he used his training to stop Miss Hall. "This was me acting as quickly and reasonably as I could. I don't like to be assaulted, but there was no malice." The prosecutor, Matt Milero, however, said that the video and other testimonies show that Moranto was retaliating against somebody who spit at him with excessive force. It looked wrong, and it was wrong. said the prosecutor in his closing argument. He could have used other nonviolent methods to diffuse the situation, but he did not. The prosecutor argued that Moranto could not now use his badge and uniform to shield his behavior. Apparently, he could. The defense attorney, Donald Sisson, argued that there was no evidence to back up the prosecutor's statements that former Officer Moranto acted in anger or that the force he used was excessive. He pointed to the testimony of an expert witness called by the defense, someone who trains officers in the use of force, who testified that he would have done the same thing. Well, time to look up that guy's use of force record. There's no evidence
He would have done the same thing.
he had any intent to do anything other than protect himself, his lawyer said. And the jurors apparently agreed with the defense and
jurors
returned a
agreed with
not
them.
guilty verdict in about an hour. Now, the judge has scheduled a hearing on August 30th to consider sealing the records in the case. People wonder why police officers who violate somebody's civil rights aren't prosecuted more often. And this right here is the reason. This is the problem. Because many times when they are prosecuted, it just becomes a popularity contest between the police and whatever unsympathetic victim has had his or her civil rights violated. And it just becomes a jury, basically a jury nullification situation. Whereas here we have it on video, him punching her. He can get up in front of the jury and said, well, I didn't punch her. I just
I
struck
redirected her
technically in
face.
such a way as to redirect her face, blah, 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 blah. Now, he knows he's lying. We know he's lying.
Yeah.
The prosecutor knows he's lying. The
Yeah.
jury knows that he's lying.
Yeah.
The jury knows that the cop knows that they know that he's lying.
Yeah.
But they still acquit him because he was a police officer and they just generally want to be able to trust the police. And this is sort of a visceral, knee-jerk feeling that most.
I mean, I mean, I'm not going to scream. I'm not going to scream. I'm not going to curse. I cursed yesterday. I'm going to keep it within the lines here. Okay. What in the holy hell? The cop punched her in the face on video, lost his cool. If your wife, if you punch your wife like that and it's caught on video, you're going to go to jail for domestic violence. I want to scream. How? That means you have to serve on jury duty. You have to serve on jury duty. You have got to serve on jury duty. Every person here has got to serve on jury duty. So that, I mean, that's, if you want to see the rest of it, go to the Civil Rights Lawyers channel and watch the rest of it. I don't want to take any more from him. Thanks, Brian, for doing that, dude. That was awesome. But I want to hear the audio. I mean, I want to talk to the jury. Woo! Oh man, do you feel it? Can you feel it? Do you feel it? Do you feel it? Huh? Do you feel it? Does it make you mad? Does it make you upset? Does it make you mad to see and hear that the cop was acquitted? Put a one in the chat. If it just, I could feel my blood boil. You know what I mean? I could feel my blood in my chest just get so damn mad. I get so mad. What happened with the woman though? Oh, I don't know. He doesn't cover that. I watched this whole video. I watched the whole video. He just keeps on talking. But yeah, like, I mean, the I said I wasn't going to curse. I'm not going to curse. My ass is chapped. Right. Does that not just chap your ass? I mean, really, isn't that the best way to put it? Just chaps my ass, you dirty police officers. Don't call them pigs, though. Don't you call them pigs. If you call them pigs, you're a big meanie. Why are you being a big meanie? Don't call them a pig.
That you did not want your money that you went on to say that you did not want.
Okay. So the way I'm going to describe this next little video clip here. What's going on, Kevin Brzezinski? Who's here? Put in the comment section, OTVO. OTVO. Claudette is here. Writes On is here. Roger is here. OTVO. Joel, what's going on, Playboy? Where you been? Joel 2395. He's an old friend. What's going on, Joel? Mark Green, what's going on? Mama Lion, Danelle Brown, Chad Crum. Stephen P said that it's well then, okay, mother. I tell you, I've hit him right in the mouth and hit him in the fucking face. God, oh God, makes me so mad. What's up, Charlie? Charlie just will not stop. Mark B is here. Jilly is here. What's going on, Jilly? Dan Hanlon is here. Okay. Eric is here. What's going on, Eric? Stomper, what is going on? What's the matter, you? Overturn Terry versus Ohio is here, as you guys know. Scrubzilla, Joel, Citizens Broadcast Cooperative. What's going on, everybody? How is everybody? April Rain, Eric Leclerc. Okay, I'm gonna shut the front door. I'm gonna get off the screen. Okay, this guy gets put in jail. This guy gets put in jail for 20 months for a Facebook post. So we're going to do an exercise here with this video, but just watch this real fast.
Went on to say that you did not want your money going to immigrants who, quote, rape our kids and get priority, end quote. This offence is so serious that an immediate custodial sentence is unavoidable. Would you stand, please? The sentence that I pass has been reduced by 1/3 to reflect your guilty plea. The sentence is one of 20 months imprisonment.
What?
Went on to say that you did not want your money going to immigrants who, quote, rape our kids and get priority, end quote. This offence is so serious that an immediate custodial sentence is unavoidable. Would you stand, please? The sentence that I pass has been reduced by 1/3 to reflect your guilty plea. The sentence is one of 20 months imprisonment.
20 months imprisonment?
Went on to say that you did not want...
What the hell? What kind of bozo clown world is going over there in England? What the hell is going on? The way a friend of mine described it today is he said that we're the best tray there is. We're on the block, but we're the best house there is, because anywhere else you don't have free speech. If you don't have free speech, you got nothing. You got nada. You got zilch. You got zero. Like, if you don't have free speech, thought equals speech. If you can't think, you can't speak. If you can't speak, you can't think. And he can't say what he said. Yes, he can. He could say whatever he wants. So unbelievable. So unbelievable.
Is Sergio or Brandon here? Sorry, I can't answer that. You can't. How many coppers work here? Can you answer if Sergio's here?
I will be right back in 2 seconds.
Real friendly group around here. Thousands of people are watching. What could you do? Tell me. He doesn't have any other skill sets. This is all he can do. He doesn't have any other skill sets.
Honey, you can't solicit a trespass. Go ahead, let's follow it. Let's see if you're gonna get sued. Let's see.
What you gotta do?
I'm listening.
Questions. I'm not gonna answer your question.
When you start asking where you going, where you been, what time you coming home, is that what you do? You go, okay, no problem.
So right here.
Just save your bullshit.
Here.
Get out.
Okay.
Do I need to sign it? Go on. Go on. I'm gonna FOIA your body cam, and I'm gonna find out if my taillights are out in a rent-a-car.
Okay.
I don't believe you. I think you're lying. Look at you. You're a piece of shit tyrant. I don't respect you at all. I hope you burn in hell. I hope you burn in hell. You just go fuck yourself. I can say anything I want. Why are you running my plates? What right do you have to run my plates?
16 California tag, H. Charles Mary Williams. Hey, Officer Shepard, badge number 116. How you doing, sir?
Pretty good, Officer Shepard.
Hey, so I'm running your tag. Is it in the public, okay? And it's our typical procedure to run tags and that kind of thing.
Okay, Green Bay, Wisconsin.
How are you? What can I help you with?
Well, you can't help me, I guess. I mean, I don't need any help.
You don't need any help?
No, I don't need any help. I mean, I'm pretty self-sufficient.
You know what I'm saying? What's your name and badge number, sir?
My name's Mike.
Hey, Mike.
Badge number is 677.
How you doing, Mike?
Good, how are you?
Good to see you, man. How long you been a copper for?
For almost 9 years here in Green Bay.
A lot of places I go to, they say the cops are terrible. I was just in Philadelphia, and they said that people I interviewed on the street said the cops were all pretty rough around there. But the citizens I talked to yesterday here in town, they all said that you guys. I didn't really get any complaints. I said, is there any particular cop who harasses people? Go ahead. I said, was there any particular police officers who were harassing you or, bothering you or anything like that? And they really didn't have any. They didn't really have any. I didn't hear.
Walk with me, son. I'm just doing my
Oh, you want to hang out? I'll hang out with you, man. Cool.
That's good. How was Philly?
Rough. Rough.
Where are you from?
Philly was rough. West Coast.
West Coast.
I'm from the West Coast. Yeah, I go around all around the country, and pretty much if things are copacetic, I'm pretty copacetic.
Nice, awesome.
I'm not a fan of police, but at the same time, I'll treat you like an individual until someone gives me a directive or tries to demand my ID. Or this is just what I do.
Putting this on YouTube?
Yeah, brother. You'll be on YouTube. This is Mike. Mike's been nothing but polite so far, so I'm happy to see that. Well, I'm going to go inside and take a look around and see what you guys got for decorations in there. Let's go see what we got in here. It looks like there's a double door here. Alrighty. Police public call box. Hey, good morning. How are you? I just wanted to come into the world famous Green Bay Police Department, and because you guys are known. Green Bay.
Oh, yeah.
So I stress test rights all over the country. I go from police department to police department. I have a First Amendment right to film, so I just go in and make sure that my rights are being respected. This is just part of making sure our freedoms are respected. That's all I'm doing. And I met Officer Mike outside. He was pretty nice. He was really tall. That guy was really tall. How you doing? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Well, not really much to see here. No one's said anything to me. Like I said, these things are typically if you're Dan? Am I Dan?
Yeah. Between Dan?
I cannot confirm or deny my name is Dan. But what's your name, sir? Are you a copper?
Oh, my Dan. Yeah.
What's your name and badge number then?
Well, I don't have to give you that because I'm not working.
Oh, you're not in your official capacity. I wonder that.
But, sir, do you feel like being recorded? No, so you can't do that in here. You can do it to us all you want.
So let me
record other people.
Now let me tell you this. Go pound sand. Go pound sand, bro. Go get on your knees and eat my shorts. Jump down on your knees and eat my shorts. I'm filming them right now. What are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do about it?
Well, I can keep going.
No, you can't. No, you can't. Go ahead. Now let me educate this dirty jackboot thug pig. Here you go. My name is Chili DeCastro. I'm a constitutional law scholar. Here's the law right here, dunce cap.
There it is right there. So, sorry about that. Charlie had to go to the bathroom. It was inevitable. He's going to go poo. Listen, so what I was giving him is I was giving him the trifold. I was explaining to him that he had no idea what he was talking about, that he needed to learn the law, know your rights. Like I was giving him a trifold. I was helping him out a little bit, and I watched this whole video today and so for the ripple effect, I hadn't seen the whole thing. And last night I cut off of it because you mentioned the trifold. And so I was showing part of it, but then on this video,
Holler at you then. I don't know why he wrote.
So this is great. I don't know if the ripple effect is still in here. Ripple effect, are you still in here? Oh, you want me to call someone with that Southern accent? I tell you what, dadgummit, I'll call you up right now. So I don't know if he's still in here or not, but I wanted to show you guys this because I thought about this all day today.
Is he shy? Hi.
Hey.
How are you?
Good.
Ooh.
What's up?
What's up? I was just wondering, can I have you remove your sunglasses so I know who I'm talking to?
I'm not going to. I don't even want to talk. I hate the police.
Oh man, I don't like that.
I hate you guys. Like
But you
if
have
I
a,
do,
is
and
that,
I don't
isn't
have
that
my
like a cop
trifold.
car? Isn't that like a cop car?
I don't answer questions. It's a mockery of the police. I hate you fucking guys so much. Like when I pray that you guys get over here, Rosie. I pray that you guys' car explodes.
Why is that?
Because you guys are all evil and bad.
Well, why do you think that?
Well, if there was a good one, there would be no bad ones. And there's shit ton of bad ones.
That's good logic.
So yeah.
Well, I don't think I'm a
So
bad
what's
one.
up though? You're cute. I mean, I would
thank
bang you, but I would
mean,
never fucking do anything other than that.
What if we do it along the lines that, like, I'm gonna be respectful to you, okay?
Yeah, I'm not respectful to cops. It'd be best
That's
if you just
fine.
stop
That's fine.
talking
If
to
you
me.
want to look at me as an officer,
Yeah, I
fully
do.
understand
If you
that.
take off that costume, that clown costume, then I'll talk to you.
Well, if you took off your sunglasses, it'd probably be easier to speak
What's up
with
though?
you.
What do you want?
I was just seeing who you
Oh,
are and
I don't want
everything
you
like
to know
that.
who I am. I'm incognito.
And you have that right. It's not a
I
big
know my
deal. Why
rights.
are you an incognito?
Because I might have warrants. What if I have a bunch of warrants?
And you have warrants.
Yeah.
So
What
what's the
if
issue
when
with
you
that?
look down the
What do you mean? What's the issue with that? If you have warrants, you'll take him to jail, sweetheart.
it said armed and dangerous. I don't want you to run my name.
Is that the case?
It might be.
Okay, and we can talk that out. It's not a big
No,
deal.
we're not talking shit out. I'm not saying nothing.
And that's fine.
All right.
It's fine.
Holler at you then. I don't know why I rolled down the window.
Do you work in the area?
I'm not gonna answer any questions. Do you work in the area?
You have to say I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a deputy over here.
Oh, a deputy.
Yeah.
You mean a clown?
Okay.
Yeah.
Is this your coworker?
That's just some hitchhiker I picked up. Why? What's up?
Oh,
Does he have a
it's your
warrant or
vehicle?
something?
No.
Yeah.
No. I'm
Okay.
just.
Then why'd you pull him out?
Bruce and I just like to make conversation.
Bruce Almighty.
I mean, if you
You know,
want
I
to
share the
he's a nice
same
guy.
birthday as Sean Reyes.
Yeah.
You know that?
Go ahead.
Do you realize that? I'm just saying, I do.
I'm just
I thought that
listening.
was pretty cool.
Yeah. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's all right.
But if I had my trifold with me, then I could talk to you because I'd know what to say because I don't really have a brain of my own.
Hmm.
But I don't have my trifold with me.
I don't know what a trifold is.
You don't?
I don't.
Hmm.
I'm being honest with you. I don't know what that
You don't know what an indestructible trifold is.
Mm-mm. What is that?
You're behind times.
I guess. I mean, if you
Google
give me the
Google what
knowledge,
an indestructible trifold is.
what is, like, what does it do?
What does it do? It
Yeah.
tells you how to talk to cops. See me, I'm just like
Oh.
fuck you, you horrible bitch. I'm like that to cops.
Mm.
And guy, girl, it doesn't matter. But you notice I was oh yeah, she hates cops too. We both hate cops. Bad. Yeah.
Okay.
So why do you have him out of the car for speeding?
That's just how Bruce does it. He just gets them.
Oh
home.
fuck! Tell
That's,
Bruce I said fuck him.
You can tell him.
Fuck you, Bruce.
She,
So,
What's your name
she
again?
said you can tell him, and so he did.
Deputy Kelsey Bramer. You can just call me Kelsey.
Kelsey? Damn, I hate that you're a cop.
Oh, now she just call me Kelsey. I'll just call you Dungeon Master.
Man, cuz you're so pretty.
I do it for my kids.
Get a different job. No,
I do it for my
you could strip and make more money than
No,
fucking.
I'm not gonna do that.
Why? I hate that you're a cop. Man, cuz you're so pretty.
I do it for my kids.
Get a different job. No,
I do it for my kids.
you could strip.
She does it for her kids. She puts you in chains. She agrees to completely lose all morality, allow someone else to put a little man inside of her brain that makes her arms and legs do whatever the little man in her brain tells her to do, which is someone else's consciousness. She will repeat lines she's heard like they're not supposed to be comfortable. She joined a Death Star. She agrees to perform policies, procedures, and protocols that are brutal, inhumane, and absolutely barbaric. And she does it for her kids. And you wonder why you'll hear me say that cops are the most selfish humans on earth. She does it for her kids. What happens to you? Meh. She does it for her kids. it's just, it is what it is. She does it for her kids.
You're so pretty.
I do it for my kids.
Get a different
does it for her
job. Now,
I do it for my kids.
You could strip and make more money than
No,
fucking.
I'm not gonna do that.
Why?
I respect myself too much, and I know you're.
You respect yourself too much. How do I say this? How do I say this? Okay. You will ruin other people's lives. But a stripper's bad. Strippers only ruin other people's lives when they take them down the road of alcohol or drugs or infidelity. Cops ruin people's lives by charging them with a bunch of crimes, putting them in torture cuffs, dragging them down to a dungeon, impounding their car, stealing their money. She has too much respect for herself. She will literally remove all morals and ethics from her mind to put you in chains. But she has too much respect for herself for her to strip.
Gonna say because I'm a clown and shit like that.
Yeah, it's a clown. There's no good cops. They're all bad. How many times have you saw lying ass, bitch ass cops lying?
I haven't
making false statement. That's a lie.
You
because
can say that. You
know
can
how many
say
I've
that.
had
Yeah,
on
I
the,
know
you know
I'm
how many
honest,
I've had on the stand and
What did she?
I haven't
making false statement. Ass bitch ass cops.
Okay, so he says, she says, why don't you like cops? And here's what he says.
All bad. How many?
You're all bad. Now he starts off. Now listen. Listen.
Times have you saw lying ass, bitch ass cops?
How many times have you seen lying ass, bitch ass cops?
Lying.
I haven't
making false statement. That's a lie.
Yes, right there.
You can say that. You
know
can
how many
say
I've
that.
had
Yeah,
on
I
the,
know
you
I'm
know
an
how many
honest,
I've had on the
good-working
stand and caught. Man, it's easy to catch you guys in lies because I don't know, it just is. But yeah,
I mean, you can say that if you want.
He did.
So, but
Yeah.
it was nice meeting you. I didn't catch your name. I know you're not going to give it to me.
No, I'll give you my first name.
You can give me your first name.
It's Brad.
What?
Yeah, but you'll know anyways because I have a rather large YouTube channel. So.
You grew since you were in the 7,000s the other day, bro. You were in the 7,000s. Now you're 8.8. Make sure you get over here and subscribe to the Ripple Effect. I'll drop the link in the chat.
So you'll be on YouTube. I got 2 cameras going.
Oh. Hey,
I don't know if you notice it. Yeah, they'll love your attitude and they'll hate mine, but they all understand that cops are pieces of shit. And I'm sorry that it's that way. It just is.
I'm sorry.
Did you see all? Have you watched all the videos of people getting shot and killed by you guys lately? Unarmed.
I love it.
I have. Oh, it was nice meeting you.
Yeah, you gotta
I'm
go.
done. Yeah, I gotta
Okay.
go. I'm sorry. I'll get out of
Kelsey,
here.
if I ever see you out of that clown outfit, I might ask you out. You
Maybe
ain't-
if you never call me a bitch.
I would never call you a bitch.
Oh, hold on a minute. I'm so sorry.
Maybe if you never call me a bitch.
I would never call you a bitch. I'm
So she's feeling him. She's feeling him. So she didn't say, no, I'm not interested. She said, well, as long as you never call me a bitch. Let me warn you, my brother. Let me warn you. That's a pie you don't want to eat. You don't want any of that. You want nothing to do with her. How in the head is she? How many kids does she have? Also, by the way, relevant point.
You know, you might not believe this, but I'm the kindest, most loving person in the world. But
I believe it about you, brother. But you know, and why did the other guy leave?
hate police.
I am also.
Yeah, I can tell.
So
Good
have a
attitude.
good night, okay?
You as well. Thank you. What did he give you? A ticket? Fuck.
His job is to pull you over, arrest you, impound your car, and steal your money.
Bitch. Don't worry. I told her what it was.
Arresting him.
So I don't know if we covered this or not. I can't remember. I like the video, but I want to see it with you guys. You know what? So I met guards in jail who were totally decent to me. Granted, they sold their soul to do what they're doing. Hopefully, you know. But I can't even say that because I know guards in the jail who were really cool to me and treated me fair. So with that being said, how many cops are good cops? What percentage of cops are good cops? Are there any good cops? What's the percentage if there are good cops? What's the percentage of good cops versus bad cops? What is the percentage? Well, I just want to know what is the percentage? So yeah, Shirley says 0% of there's 0% good cops. Steve says there's 0. Maddie says there's 0% good cops. Grateful Dab says 0%. Maddie says 0. Enlightened One says 0. What do you say? What's the percentage of good cops? Nope. 0 says Bruce. Nil says Roger Bond. 0.2%. I think that's Deb Graybeat, aka just Gray. That's just Gray. Gray came up with an answer. Bree says 1%. What, for the editors, we're 2 hours into this live. Make a short, and let me ask you: in the world of right and wrong, I'm sorry. Okay. If you think there are good cops, what percentage of cops are good? Put it in the comment section. If you think there are bad cops, what percentage of cops are bad? Put it in the comment section. Right now, put it in there. What percent are good? What percent are bad? Put it in the comment section. I want to see. And then I want you to argue with somebody else about why they're right and why you're... And then I want you to argue with somebody else in the comments about why they're wrong and you're right. That's what I want you to do. That's what I want you to do. 0. Hey, yo, Ripple Effect, you just got a new sub. Julie V, just subscribe. 0%, 0%. None in Ironton, said Jody. All effed, 100% are bad. 0. My God, they're going to call us a cop hating channel. Is that fair? You think we're a 99% bad, 1% good? 99% bad, 1% good. Three out of 5 are bad. So 40% are good. Cookie Adam, that's the biggest number right there. That's the biggest number. Cookie says 3 out of 5. That's only 60% are bad, 40% are good. Who right now, who would debate Cookie right now and tell her why 40% of cops are not good? Who would debate and say that it's more than 60%? That's what I want you to do. Someone puts a percentage in there. I want you to ask them why they put that percentage. Okay. All right. All righty then. I don't know if we covered this already or not, but I saw this. Yeah. I mean, we're just going to watch it again. We're just going to watch again.
They did not, we found. Well, we first showed you the shocking body cam video of 3 Elyria police officers storming into a man's home and arresting him. They did not, we found, have a warrant.
19 Investigates expose how these officers handled the situation 1 year after it happened. The chief began his investigation 1 week after our reports.
Now, some are saying that's not a coincidence. 19 Investigator Mike Mason broke this story. He has more.
Attorney Tony Nisi says his client, Raul Ortiz, will never be the same after 3 Elyria police officers recklessly stormed into his home.
Under the law, they're all guilty.
He says not only did the officers tase, arrest, and charge Ortiz with several felonies, they did it all without a warrant or any probable cause whatsoever. On August 1st, Chief William Pelko completed his investigation into the incident and found his officers are the ones who crossed the line. They include Paige Mitchell, Colty Hirsch, and Chris Lewis. Pelko found Hirsch violated 4 of the department's rules and regulations, including arrest, search, and seizure. He recommended Hirsch be suspended for 30 days, but because the officer stated in hindsight he would not have made entry into the home, Pelko suggested he only be given a 20-day suspension. Chris Lewis was a new officer at the time and didn't receive any discipline, but veteran officer Paige Mitchell did. Pelko found that she violated 10 of the department's policies, including conformance to laws, truthfulness, and arrest, search, and seizures. He recommended that Mitchell be terminated.
I believe that she should be criminally charged and that she should be forced to give up her state certificate and never be a police officer again in this state or any other state.
Wow, that was, this is gold.
Terminated.
I believe that she should be criminally charged and that she should be forced to give up her state certificate and never be a police officer again in this state or any other state.
The incident happened on May 11th of last year. The 3 officers met up with Ortiz's ex-girlfriend, Brittany Warner.
So now, do you follow this? The 3 officers met up with Ortiz's ex-girlfriend, Brittany Warner. So this is Ortiz, and the 3 cops are going to meet up with Brittany, his ex-girlfriend. Okay? You follow me? The 3 cops they know Brittany. They know Brittany. They're buddies with Brittany, these 3 cops, or one of them knows Brittany, and they go and meet up with Brittany, who is Ortiz's ex-girlfriend, ex-boyfriend. That's what happens. So what do you think is going to happen next? The cops are going to go meet up with Brittany.
She told them she was leaving Ortiz, had previously lived at the home, and needed help getting back in to retrieve her belongings. On Mitchell's body cam video, she can be heard telling Warner that she has the right to break into the home.
You've lived here, so if you want to kick the door in and go and get your stuff, you're more than welcome to.
You've lived here, so if you want to kick his door in and go get your stuff, you're welcome to do so.
On Mitchell's body.
You've lived here, so if you want to kick the door in and go and get your stuff, you're more than welcome to.
Once Warner kicks the door open, officers follow her in, one with his gun drawn.
He's going in so she can get her stuff with his gun drawn.
Officers then wrestle Ortiz as they try to cuff him. Ortiz resisted because he recently had a pacemaker put in.
Put your hands behind your back right now. Right now.
Stop touching me. I will.
But
they stick him in the gut with a taser.
Mitchell tased him anyway. Ortiz was then arrested and charged with several felonies and misdemeanors, including 3 counts of assaulting a police officer. Months later, when Nisi obtained Mitchell's body cam footage, all those charges were dropped. 19 Investigates first exposed how officers handled this situation 1 year after it happened. Coincidentally, the EPD didn't begin its investigation until 1 week after our reports.
I think the main reason is your investigative reporting. So,
oh, did you hear that?
I think the main reason is your investigative reporting.
So
kudos to you.
Mike Mason, 19 News.
Full Area Safety Director put Officer Mitchell on paid administrative leave pending his review of the chief's investigation. Meanwhile, Ortiz plans to file a federal lawsuit against the department.
Ortiz is going to file a federal lawsuit against the department. But what Mr. Ortiz doesn't understand is that when you get to district court, a lot of times you just lose because they want to see if you're going to be strong enough to keep appealing up and go to the circuit court. but the district court, the judge is, it's his job to make sure that you don't get anywhere. So I hope he's truly, truly ready. Like they kick down his door, they go in with a gun, they then attack him and arrest him and charge him with the cops attacking him. They went into his house. Do you understand that? They went into his home. What kind of bozo clown world are we living in? I mean, what kind of bozo clown world are we living in? You go into the dude's house, and when he says, "What the hell are you doing in here?" you go and grab him and try to put him in torture cuffs, and he resists you, and then a fight breaks out because you're in his home illegally. What kind of bozo clown world are we living in? All right, listen, we're going to go to the creepy guy. A lot of you guys called this guy creepy, and he's wearing a Black Lives Matter t-shirt. So you're just going to have to get over it. You're just going to have to get over it. But he has a lot to say here. And I'd like to get him on the show is what I'd like to do. I'd like to get him on so he can come and have a conversation with us. But how being a cop broke my brain. You got to hear this. State violence, intrusive thoughts. You got to hear what he has to say.
Hey there. Welcome to That Dang Dad. My name is Phil. And tonight I want to return to
that creepy. Is that not like a total psycho, like that voice? I mean, bro, that voice. Like I understand people like it. But then there's going to be some people who are going to be like, man, that sounds crazy.
topic I haven't done a video on in a while. Law enforcement. If you're new to the channel, you should know that I used to be a police officer in a pretty rowdy part of California. In the years since then, though, I've become a police and prison abolitionist, meaning I believe that the entire concept of police forces and prisons is not reformable and it must be replaced with something that's more compassionate, more just, more committed to dignity and meeting human needs. I'll put a link in the description below if you want to see me do a deeper dive on that topic. Tonight, though, I want to set aside the academic texts and the philosophy and all that nerd shit, and I want to get personal about how my time in law enforcement really fucked my brain up.
This is what he's going to say right here is worth listening to. What he says right here is worth hearing.
Tonight we're going to be talking about state violence and some of the nasty stuff that cops see in the line of duty. So if you're not in the mood for blood and guts and man's inhumanity to man, you might want to skip this one tonight. Anyway, there's nothing cops love more than captivating an audience with a war story. So I'll start with one of mine. So there I was, Saturday night, M4 rifle in hand, monitoring the perimeter of a housing complex in the middle of a neighborhood. Our gang unit had been tracking an armed and dangerous gangster wanted for murder.
The story makes sense. Listen, I don't want to say anything derogatory about the guy. You know what I mean? He's if you don't allow someone to redeem themselves, then we're all doomed. Every single person in here has needed redemption. Me too. We all have. So if he is now anti-cop and anti-prison and anti-jail, you got to be a little bit of a creepy mofo to become a cop. So is he going to have that little creepy factor? Yeah, he is. He was a cop. And he's going to tell you why he has that creepy factor now. I was driving when I heard this, so I didn't see him at all.
They'd seen him enter the middle property of a triplex where his family was hiding him. We quietly evacuated the two end properties. We prepared to make a dynamic entry, as they say. You know, this is the police. Come out with your hands up. No answer. In go the flashbangs and go the tear gas. After a moment, the gang unit radioed that the gangster had...
So this is what I'm talking about. And don't let this skip you. Don't let this skip you. If they come to your house and you don't let them in, listen,
entry, as they say. Evacuated the 2 end properties. We prepared to make a dynamic entry.
Prepare to make a dynamic entry. What does that include?
As they say, you know, this is the police. Come out with your hands up. No answer. In go the flashbangs. In go the tear gas. This is the police. Come out with your hands up. No answer. In go the flashbangs. And go the tear gas.
What a fucking creepy ass. That is the creepiest. Why would you agree to do that to somebody else? Why would you agree to do that to somebody else? How in the world could you do that to another person? I don't want to look down my nose at you because I'm not perfect either. But how could you agree to do that? I'm not going to yell. I'm not going to yell.
After a moment, the gang unit radioed that the gangster had climbed up into the attic of the triplex, which was accessible to the 2 end units. I was tasked with standing in the doorway of the south unit in case he tried to sneak out that way. I was reminded that he was armed, dangerous, and had already killed. So there I stood as the gang unit began to throw more and more tear gas up into the attic, waiting to see if this guy was going to drop down right in front of me. And I did what I'd been trained to do.
Have you heard about tear gas? Completely destroys any fiber it gets into. It destroys everything.
I visualized shooting him in the chest until he stopped moving. Over and over and over and over again. I pictured him crashing through the ceiling. I pictured and shooting him down right in front of me. And I did what I'd been trained to do. I visualized shooting him in the chest until he stopped moving. Over and over and over and over again. I pictured him I'd been trained to do. I visualized shooting him in the chest until he stopped moving. Over and over and over and over again. I pictured him crashing through the ceiling. I pictured him sneaking around a corner. I pictured him running at me. I pictured him shooting at me. I pictured him wounding me. And every time I pictured firing until the threat had been eliminated. In the chest until he stopped moving. Over and over and over and over again. I pictured him crashing through the ceiling. I pictured him sneaking around a corner. I pictured him running at me. I pictured him shooting at me. I pictured him wounding me. And every time I pictured firing until the threat had been eliminated. I have no idea how many times I annihilated this guy in my mind palace. 40, 50 times. And it's not because I hated this guy or really wanted to score my first kill on the job. It was because I wasn't quite sure I could actually do it. I was taking a page out of Dave Grossman's training, and I was psyching myself up and convincing myself that, yes, I could kill someone if I had to. After all, he was armed, he was dangerous, and he'd already killed before. So what options did I have? Ultimately, blinded and choking on tear gas, he fell through the roof of the middle unit directly in front of our canine unit. Did you know dogs are not incapacitated by tear gas? The gangster and I both learned this right about the same time, and it was a bad night for him. After all that, I put my gear back in my cop car, took a quick drink of water, and resumed my shift. Off to go break up loud parties, referee marital disputes, and chase away teens on a would-be beer run. All that violent energy I'd been working with, all that visualization of hurting and killing people, gone. On to the next call. I tell you this story because it's emblematic of much of my law enforcement career. When I first started out, I was criticized for being meek, timid, too slow to show dominance out in the field. I was taught that showing that kind of weakness on calls would make me a target for attack. I was shown hundreds of videos of cops being killed on routine calls for service by assailants who didn't really look like killers. At the same time, on my days off, I was training in Krav Maga alongside many other cops and military veterans. Krav is extremely aggressive, and it very often touches on mindset. We trained on how to fight a carjacker inside your own car. We trained on last-ditch techniques to disarm somebody who was trying to shoot you, execute. Aggressive, and it very often touches on mindset. We trained on how to fight a carjacker inside your own car.
Okay, so I'm not sure if you guys know this little fun fact, but I got carjacked in 1998, 1999 in not Fort Worth, but almost to Fort Worth. I got carjacked Arlington. I got carjacked in Arlington, Texas. And when the guy sticks the gun to your head, you just give him your car. Their training techniques to how to fight the carjacker.
Alongside many other cops and military veterans, Krav is extremely aggressive, and it very often touches on mindset. We train on how to fight a carjacker inside your own car.
No. When I got carjacked, it was two dudes. They both had guns. One was 5 feet away. One was right up by me. Gun was in my face. There was absolutely no way. All I could do was run, and I did. I turned and I ran across the freeway, risking getting hit by a big truck, and I heard the horn honking, the whole thing. But no. No, sorry.
We trained on last-ditch techniques to disarm somebody who was trying to shoot you execution style. One night, the instructor made us fight, cradling a baby doll in our arms to simulate our own child. The point was that you never knew what kind of awful situation might be coming your way. So over time, I internalized this message.
Now, listen to this right here. This is so telling. Listen to what he says here. This is the meat of why we came to listen to him.
At any given time, someone out there is going to hurt you if you're not ready to hurt them first. If you let your guard down for even a second, they'll kill you. In the police business, this is how we talk about officer safety. The most respected veteran officers that I worked with were the ones that were pulling young guys back from running around blind corners. They were the ones saying, hey, did you search that dumpster before we turn our back on it? You got the sense that they had seen things and that they knew how to keep themselves safe. And you got the sense that the big thing you can do to protect yourself on the job is to mentally prepare for that day. And since you never knew what form the attack would take, it's best to just run scenarios in your head constantly, building those mental pathways so that when it finally does happen, you'll know exactly what to do. So that's what I trained my brain to do on duty. I drove around and I imagined. What if a guy with a gun popped out of the trunk of that car over there and started shooting at me? What if I saw a man with a knife running down that alley? What would I do if a plane crashed into City Hall? Over time, my brain began to do this off duty as well. I wouldn't sit in restaurants with my back to the front door so that I could monitor everybody coming in. I walked through mall parking lots with my head on a swivel. I stared down people who looked out of place just so they'd known that I'd seen them. I was constantly in a state of vigilance. Not concern, just vigilance. My Krav instructor used the color code system to talk about emotional states, white, yellow, orange, red, black. And he used to say that you should never leave the house without being at least code yellow, that you should never be totally relaxed in public.
Situationally aware. Recognize a specific potential threat. Ready to fight. In the fight. So ridiculous.
At least code yellow, that you should never be totally relaxed in public. And I never was. And to this day, I never am. It's been I never was. And to this day, I never am.
I believe you, bro.
It's been a long time since my cop days now, but this hypervigilance has never left me. And what at one time felt like...
So just so you know, he's reading off of a computer underneath of the camera. So when you see his eyes go up and down like that, it just doesn't look very good.
Survival tool I was proud of. Now it just makes me exhausted and probably exhausting to be around. I hate leaving my house. I don't like going out and doing things with lots of people. If it's too loud and crowded somewhere, I don't feel like I'm in control. I don't feel safe. Sometimes I dissociate a little bit just as a treat. But even worse than the hypervigilance, the thing I can't turn off is my imagination. Not only did law enforcement train me to imagine 1,000 different horrible events, law enforcement involved my participation in 1,000 different horrible events. I've seen bodies riddled with bullets. I've seen stabbing victims crawling through their own blood. I've seen car accidents render the driver unrecognizable. And I've seen children horrifically abused and even killed. So even now, long after my cop days, my brain will conjure up unbidden a Hey, what if this happened? Hey, what if a home invader breaks in and takes you hostage? What if your partner drives off a bridge? What if there's a mass shooting at this theater? All kinds of stuff. And
I'm showing you this. I don't enjoy listening to. I don't like this. You know what I'm saying? I don't like it. Shocker, right? But I don't like to hear this shit. But listen to what he's saying. He's saying that the cops are trained to be afraid all the time, 24/7, that you should always be situationally aware, yellow at all times. But to be honest with you, when are you not situationally aware? When I leave, that's not true though. I'm not always situationally aware. I'm not always boxing out, making sure that no one flanking me. You flanking me, bro? You flanking me? But it's just he comes off real creepy. and man, I feel like I feel like this stream, you guys welcome. Thank you for being here. But this stream, I feel like I'm being mean to people. Like I'm being mean to the people who I'm reviewing, and I don't want to do that. So just real quick to the YouTube censors, everything here is blurred. This is someone else's video, but I want to cover it.
Bowie, God damn it! Get the dog off of it! Bowie, low! Bowie! You're fine.
These were moments when cops lost control of their K9 units, starting with an officer opening the door of a squad car to take cover, only to accidentally release the K9 inside.
Hey, hey! Bowie, God damn!
Does that look like an accident to you? Does that look like an accident?
Starting with an officer opening the door of a squad car to take cover, only
to take cover. He didn't even get in the car door.
Accidentally release the K9 inside.
Look at that tank of a dog, and he
opening the door
he gingerly shuts the door
to take cover, only to accidentally release the K9
as if he didn't let the dog out to have it bite somebody.
And inside.
Hey, hey! Bowie, God damn it! Bowie, low!
On May 9th, 2021, 2 K9 officers were tracking down a stolen white truck. They quickly located the stolen vehicle and initiated a high-risk traffic stop. One of the K9 officers exited his squad car with his K9 to assist, while the other K9 remained inside the other squad car.
Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Hands! If you run, you're gonna get bit by the dog! Okay, keep your hands where I can see them. Hey, hold right here. Hey!
Everything was going according to plan until the third officer arrived.
No, there's a dog there. Hey, hey! Bowie, God damn it! Bowie, low! Bowie! Bowie, low! Cover the car! Cover the car! Oh! Just, oh! Get the dog off! Auto. Light.
If that Red Bull he was sipping on initially didn't give him any wings, the K9 that's mauling him might. While this K9 is back inside the squad car, the other handler is still trying to get his K9 off of a suspect who, mind you, is not the one who stole that white truck. The carjacker is still sitting in the driver's seat of the stolen vehicle with his hands out of the window. This guy was only seen talking to the carjacker. Nonetheless, the K9 refuses to let go, ignoring every command, causing his handler to utilize a metal bite release bar, which eventually does the trick.
Damn it!
Turns out that guy had nothing to do with the carjacking at all. So there's a high likelihood a lawsuit came out of this. However, I couldn't find anything definitive, so I really hope that guy got some kind of compensation. The K9 attacked without command and did not comply with commands to let go. Therefore, the K9 was temporarily removed, and the K9 handler was reassigned to other patrol duties until he and his K9 were recertified in all training areas. The carjacker was arrested, but they gatekeep his charges, just as they have with information about whether there was an actual lawsuit. Regardless, a lot of money is on the table in a case like this. In this next case, the K9 ignored the suspect and attacked the officers instead. On April 18th, 2023, Florida police pursued 23-year-old Isaiah, who was observed driving recklessly at speeds over 130 miles per hour. Approximately 2 minutes later, the high-speed chase ended abruptly when Isaiah lost control of his car while attempting to dodge traffic at another light. An officer tried to follow him, but quickly realized something was wrong. Having quickly pulled his K9 off his colleague's arm, the handler maintains a tight grip on the dog's collar while pursuing Isaiah on foot. Meanwhile, the rest of the police officers arrive at the crash scene and collide with each other, escalating the situation to become increasingly chaotic and embarrassing.
Just so you know, that this right here, what this editor does, what he does is just, it is hilarious right here. This is absolutely hilarious.
An officer then races to another roadway to prevent Isaiah from crossing it, but in doing so, almost kills him. After Isaiah narrowly escaped being flattened by a semi-truck, they release another K9 unit.
Shoot the dog! Shoot the dog! Shoot the dog!
This dog goes rogue. Dog's running around. And then they bring the dog over to attack him when he's down on the ground. Yeah, they sure do. The dog's biting him. Dog's biting him.
Remember the Keystone Cops? These officers are just as incompetent. If I re-edit it with some additional touches, it would look like a remastered episode of the Keystone Cops. Passenger in
I mean, how absolutely brilliant was that? Like, that was exactly, these guys are clowns. Literally, they are clowns. And you're allowing the dog to attack the man after you already tackled him and had him down. The cops allow the dog to maul him as he's on the ground. He's on the ground. They have him. He's done, given up, it's over. And they're allowing the dog to bite him.
The car that Isaiah crashed into was injured and taken to the hospital. The officer who had been attacked sustained bite wounds on his arm. While these wounds healed relatively well, they left permanent scars. Officers who remained at the scene to search Isaiah's vehicle discovered 2 guns and marijuana. Isaiah was arrested and charged with speeding, reckless driving, hit and run, fleeing, possession of marijuana, and resisting arrest. In December 2023, he was arrested again, this time on charges of first-degree felony murder and second-degree attempted murder. Although Isaiah might have deserved it, many innocent people are also bitten by K9 units that disobey commands to let go. On September 23, 2017, 3 officers were looking for 2 burglary suspects with the help of a K9 unit. What happened next led to a major overhaul in how police officers use K9 units today.
Oh, there's a lady. Out, out. Please. Yep.
The canine sank its teeth deep into 52-year-old Desiree Collins, who was just taking out her trash. You can hear the officers scream the command out over and over again, but the canine doesn't let go until nearly 30 seconds later.
Stand up, stand up, stand up. We'll get you some medicine. Stand up. What did I do to him? Nothing. It's not your fault. Wrong place at the wrong time. Just take a seat over here, okay?
You're just at the wrong place at the wrong time. You are. You did this.
Sit down. Okay, we're gonna get some medics for you, ma'am.
Due to this incident, canine officers are now required to test their control over their canines at least twice a month. Those who don't meet the training standards will be removed from patrol duties. Desiree suffered multiple bite wounds on her only functioning arm, as her other arm had been partially amputated due to burns she sustained as a child. However, her life improved somewhat after receiving $520,000 in compensation, which she was very pleased with. Additionally,
Well, you know, I'm going to come right back to this. We're at 7 minutes and 53 seconds. But if you go to dogsbite.org, okay, if you go here, right, and dog bite victims, and you get into if you get bit by a dog, it costs up to $1 million in surgeries. They really upgraded this website. I haven't seen it in a minute. But if you go to dogsbite.org, that's the name of the website. I'll put it right here. It's dogsbite.org. They're not kind about the pit bull. They believe the pit bull is 80% of all animal attacks. So dogbites.org. But if you dig into this website, it'll show you how much it costs for you to get medical procedures done to get your skin graft and your ligaments and tendons and muscles not to be completely ruined. Often when someone gets bit on the arm, their arm is ruined for the rest of their life. It's dogs biting people. We have to end this. We have to end the dogs. We have to end dogs that attack people. There's an anomaly. There's a guy, he's got a woman hostage, got a kid hostage. There's a guy's got another guy hostage, however you want to say it. That's an extreme situation where you want a dog to go in, because if the dog gets killed over a person, it's better to have the dog die than a person die. So in that kind of situation. But other than that, we should not be sending dogs in to attack people. It's just completely and utterly wrong, and it has to change. So
Jimmy just did what the industry, or proportional to the work.
So here's the thing. Now, this is I worked for Mr. Beast video, and apparently he's had some sort of falling out with employees and whatnot. But this guy talks about a game, and I want you to listen to what he says. The game is you have to go into solitary confinement, where they had me for 5 days, and they brought in someone once in a while. But listen to this.
Work I was doing, given how much revenue that work was doing. And then, I talked about that, and I talked about the Writers Guild and how this is what Writers Guild industry standard is for the streaming internet content with ads. I thought that was the closest thing to YouTube. And
so this guy worked for Mr. Beast because he wanted, it's hard to make it on YouTube, and he wanted to make it. So he worked for Mr. Beast and did all kinds of things.
I didn't even bring up residuals, because, oh my God, if I got residuals for every video I worked on, boy, howdy, I could retire. But the other thing I talked about was there was another writer there, older comic, black guy. He had a kid, and I got paid more than him, and I thought that was wild because he was older than me, had a child. We're doing the exact same job. And
wait for it here.
20-year-old fucking white guy. Why am I getting paid more than him? I brought that up. And one of the things I didn't like about the way some of the V stuff shook out was I feel really guilty about the way this shook out. I was talking to this other writer, it's fucked up, that's how the pay is, and because you don't want to lose it. with me. You went in that Rikers. You went. I said, I need X, Y, Z, or I'm out of here. And if I knew he was gonna, you're gonna give me you know, he's a good guy. I love that guy. He wants to be the every guy to do it. That you didn't do a nice thing for somebody. You gave dinner. You're crying. Good for the camera. If you could, it made me uncomfortable that I was working there, and I wasn't on camera as much as they said I was. And me, you know, and then that never happened. I remember talking about that.
So after your severance checks, how was your relationship with the company? I know you were
So I don't want. I obviously I thought the spot was at 9 minutes, but this guy agrees to do a solitary confinement, and when he does the solitary confinement, he then freaks out because you can't be put in solitary confinement. You just can't.
Ranting, but this press conference was a great example of a speech littered with.
No, I'm not showing you this woman. I'm not going to get into this whole thing, but this woman right here, she doesn't say Kamala Harris's name correct.
She's going to form her.
So there's only 2 minutes of this. So if you're going to get yourself all lost in politics, don't, because this isn't about politics really. This is about how easily things can be manipulated. I think it's despicable.
Policies, and she's going to articulate them. Now, whether we agree with them or not is another thing. The point is the strategy is not backfiring on her. Number two, in terms of polls, the polls are a statistical dead heat. You say that means that she's losing. I'm saying for Donald Trump to have already been president once and coming back with the same reruns, Donald Trump is in a very vulnerable
Talk
position.
about rerun. Kamala's.
You had it right. You almost got it.
So this is by the third or fourth time she's said the name incorrectly, but watch how quick this happens. This is in under 2 minutes. Watch how the branding begins. It's crazy.
Talk about rerun. Kamala's.
You had it right. You almost got it.
I will say Kamala's name any way that I want to.
No, but you mispronounced her and you also misjudged her.
I just did, and I'll do it again.
Mispronouncing her name. That's a refusal to acknowledge her humanity.
If I purposely mispronounce your name, that would not be appropriate.
Policies are Joe Biden's policies. She owns
You're
it.
normalizing that kind of viciousness, man.
33 times.
But it's the,
She
you
was the
disrespect
deciding
her.
vote. She was the vice on Joe Biden's bill. She was 33 times the deciding vote on Joe Biden's bills in the Senate.
Yeah, let me just say this, because this Congresswoman is a wonderful human being. But when you disrespect Kamala Harris by saying you will call her whatever you want, I know you don't intend it to be that way. That's the history and legacy of white disregard for the humanity of Black people.
So now,
Okay, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. No, you are not a racist if you don't say someone's name correctly. You're not. It's just you got to call out stuff when it gets to be bullshit.
But when you disrespect Kamala Harris by saying you will call her whatever you want, I know you don't intend it to be that way. That's the history and legacy of white disregard for the humanity of Black people.
I just had to unpack this with you guys because that's not true.
You don't intend it to be that way. That's the history and legacy of white disregard for the humanity of Black people.
So when you say someone's name right, that's the white disregard for the humanity of Black people. No.
So now you're calling me racist.
I didn't say. I just said you weren't a
BS.
racist.
That is complete.
You don't have to
BS.
intend racism
No,
to
no. You are
accomplish it.
intending that
Your
I am
disrespect
racist,
of Kamala
and
Harris
that
is part and
offensive.
parcel of a
And
tradition
it's
of
wrong.
disrespect.
It's offensive,
Congresswoman,
and it's
why can't you
it's
just?
offensive.
I'm not
That's
calling you a
disgusting.
racist. I'm
No,
telling
you are.
you what the
You
practice is
You
racist.
are. You absolutely.
The practice is racist. Listen, you guys know that I have taught you that laws in this country were created against Black people. I have taught you that our history has been whitewashed, that the Supreme Court has been made up predominantly of white racist men. That's a fact. To say that this congresswoman who can't say her name properly, and to be honest, now that I've watched this enough times, I can't say her name right either. So that is not part and parcel that you are a racist because you don't say someone's name properly.
The player
Yes,
right
let
on
me-
the
let me-
flag.
let me get- you gotta get in
Disrespecting.
here,
No, what's disgusting
That
is
is
your
disgusting.
disrespect of her.
Professor,
This gentleman said,
You know what?
I
You know
didn't
what's
know her name.
disgusting
He's
to
trying
women
to do
is
it.
her disrespect of women. She doesn't know what a woman is. And if 25 years ago,
White
I
women don't
became-
have the ability to tell black women who paid the price of blood to make this country what it is to tell them they're not real women.
25
They
years
care
ago,
for your babies
25
and
years ago,
respected
I
your
became
humanity.
the first woman to graduate from the Citadel, the Military College of South Carolina. I
So call her
fought my
name
way
right.
through it.
So pronounce her
you know,
name
blood,
right.
sweat,
Let
and
me
tears.
actually
pronounce her name
and
right.
Kamala Harris, if
Kamala.
Kamala.
You
I
said we
will
don't
say
call you Nancy
anything I
Nancy.
want.
So
I
call
fought
her
my
name
way
right.
through it.
So pronounce her name
blood,
right.
sweat,
Let
and
me
tears.
actually
So pronounce her name
and
right.
Kamala Harris, if
Kamala.
Kamala.
You said
I
we
will
don't
say
call you Nancy
anything I
Nancy.
want.
Obviously, she doesn't know how to say her name. Obviously. And she doesn't like her. She doesn't respect her. So she doesn't care enough to learn her name properly, is what she's saying, essentially. I'll call her any way I want.
Harris, if
Kamala.
I
Pronounce her
you know,
name
blood,
right.
sweat,
Let
and
me
tears.
actually
pronounce her name
and
right.
Kamala Harris,
Kamala is what she's saying.
if
Kamala.
Kamala. I'm sorry. I mean, am I wrong? Am I wrong? I mean, tell me, you know, and as you guys know, there's a lot of black people that watch this channel, and you guys know I got your back. I mean, I got nothing against black people. I support black people 10,000%, like I support white people, brown people, purple people, pink people, whatever you want. We're all trying to make it. So, but to say this woman is a racist because she doesn't say her name properly.
So pronounce her name right.
Let me
So pronounce her name right.
Kamala Harris, if
Kamala.
Kamala.
You said we don't call you Nancy Nancy. It's Kamala. You're doing this on purpose, Congresswoman. Disrespect.
I'm sorry. Should I not? Is this? They're gonna make a video of this and say, Chili's racist. Did you see that? He didn't buy into some that this is the basis of racist. You know, because it's not the basis of racist. You know, it's not. It's not. No.
And Kamala Harris, if
Kamala.
Kamala.
You said we don't call you Nancy Nancy. It's Kamala. You're doing this on purpose, Congresswoman.
You're doing this on purpose.
If a man put on a skirt and walked that stage 25 years ago, she
You are a
would have
white
said
woman
she would have
disrespecting a
taken
black
that
woman. That is
achievement away.
You are a white woman disrespecting a black woman. I can't. There is no master race. It's not a bigger insult because you're white disrespecting a black person. If you disrespect another person, you disrespect another person. Whether you're white disrespecting black, black disrespecting white, brown disrespecting black, whatever. But this argument that it's extra because, you know, you're a white woman disrespecting a black woman. What is, so is it extra if a black woman disrespects a white woman? You know, I just, and not everything is racist. She's being she's being a jerk. And to be honest with you, I don't even think she's being a jerk. I think that she literally doesn't know how to pronounce her name because it is pretty confusing when you get into it.
Pronounce her name right.
Kamala Harris, if
Kamala Harris, Kamala. So it's not Kamala, it's Kamala.
So pronounce her name right.
Let me
So pronounce her name right.
Kamala Harris, if
Kamala.
Kamala.
You said we don't call you Nancy Nancy.
Her name's Nancy Mace. So anyway, I just wanted to show you guys that because, oh, did you guys see this? And so for the YouTube censors, you know, this is already blurred, but look at the response that the cops do. And they're gonna break both this. They're gonna break both this guy's legs. They're gonna break both of his legs.
I'm told, yeah, bring me to the ground. I'm on audio video. Hey, you guys, he works here. Get on the
Oh yeah, look, reach move out there. Look at that. On camera. On camera. He's not even resisting. He's not resisting. This guy needs to be fired. This guy's a. You're gonna lose your job. You're gonna lose your job, punk. You're gonna lose your job, bro. Hey, he's not worth your job. He's not worth. Hey, Rodney King! Rodney King! Rodney King! Rodney King!
Oh,
Rodney King!
Both of his legs were broken.
Hey, you guys are going to jail.
Also breaking tonight, new video just into the newsroom showing a rough arrest in San Bernardino.
Why is it a rough arrest? Why isn't that massive police brutality? That's not a rough arrest. That's massive police brutality. That's where a cop has broke somebody's bones. He hit him in the legs 16 times. 16 times. That's not a rough arrest. Sorry.
No, this happened on June 6th. Lawyers for Billy Hill have released this cell phone video. They say Hill had committed no crime and was approached by officers who became aggressive and used excessive force to try to take him into custody. Hill's attorneys say the video shows officers using a baton to hit him more than a dozen times, breaking bones in both of his legs. Meantime, tonight, the San Bernardino Police Department is responding by releasing video of their own. The department says officers' body cam video shows Hill being uncooperative and resisting their command.
He worked there. He was doing his job. They attacked him like savages.
They say a taser was deployed and it didn't work. And at one point, Hill tried to grab the taser. The department says it was at this point one of the officers began to use his baton. The San Bernardino police chief issued a statement tonight saying, in part, we recognize the public's concern and interest in this matter and ask for patience as we conduct a meticulous investigation.
Darren L. Goodman, San Bernardino Police Department. Is that right? He hit him 16 times. 16 times. San Bernardino Police Department. I've been there before. I went there. I went there when they were beating up the school kids coming out of McDonald's. You guys remember that? Do you remember that? Do you guys remember that? Do you remember the beatings that happened, that they did the same thing with the nightstick? The exact same thing. They did the exact same thing. So just real quick, I'll come right back to this video. I'll come right back to the video, but let's just real quick like here. All right, let's just real fast. We're just going to give a call over there, San Bernardino, and we're just going to ask them if they realize that this was the second time. This was the second time. The first time I come there.
Thank you for calling the City of San Bernardino Police Department. If this is an emergency, please hang up and dial 911. Presione el número 1 para español. You reach the police department after business hours. Our normal business hours are 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Thursday. Please call back during normal business hours for questions or business-related issues regarding the traffic unit, records requests, alarm permit, the financial unit, personnel and training unit. If you're calling to file a report, please keep in mind that the following crimes must be filed online using our city's website at www.sbcity.org. Or you can use our mobile application, City Guards, which is iOS and Android compatible. For the following crimes: harassing phone calls, home burglaries, vehicle burglaries, violation of child custody orders, non-injury traffic collisions, which include hit and runs, identity theft, lost or missing property, theft, vandalism, or vehicle tamperings. If you're calling to report any other crime and you need to talk to our dispatch center, please press 2. Thank you.
Thanks, Bill.
Emerald City Police Department, this is Christina.
Hey, Christina, how you doing tonight?
Good, how can I help you, sir?
Good. My name's Jose, and I've been to your police department before. I came out there one time when the coppers had taken a nightstick and they beat them high school kids in the McDonald's parking lot. I came out there that time. I came up to the station and I talked to the head man over there, the head honcho, the chief or the captain, whatever they call him. I came up there that one time. I'm sorry. What was your name again, ma'am?
My name's Christina. Again, what can I help you with that you're currently calling about?
I was calling Christina because my name's Jose. I'm a nationally known journalist. I travel the country quite a bit, and I investigate police and stuff like that, and I do investigative journalism, and everything I do is recorded, and I'm super professional. I'm serious too about what I do, and I just seen.
Jose, I'm sorry. I need to interrupt you for a second. So you're calling San Marcos City Police Department. We are the PSAP for this city, which means we answer 911 calls too. That's also my job.
Right. But
you on
this
the
is
non-emergency line, which is
definitely
the
an
correct line for you to-
emergency.
Hold on, we can't hear each other if we speak over each other. We can't
Right.
hear each other if we speak over each other.
Right.
So you are calling on the correct non-emergency line, but I still need you to be as speedily as possible. Explain why you're calling the police department so I can best assist you and then move on to the next assistant.
Okay. I'm just gonna try to make it as fast as I can. I seen them coppers beating on them high school kids, and I came out there and I raised a little hell, just a little bit, because I believe in law and order. But then just now I seen the same San Bernardino Police Department. I seen them wailing away on somebody with a nightstick, and they hit him 16 times and broke both of his legs. And so that's why I'm calling over there right now and let you know I'm going to be coming back out there again. Because I tell you, this kind of behavior is incredible, ma'am. Incredible.
So Jose, you're calling the dispatch center.
I know I'm calling. I didn't mean to call you and bug you or nothing.
You're calling to tell me though.
Well, because I want you to know what's going on. Have you heard of this? Do you know what I'm talking about? The beating with the nightstick? I'm sorry if I'm bothering you.
It doesn't matter if I do or do not know. I'm a dispatcher. I have no authority over what you're talking about, nor do I need to know if you're coming.
I need you to know that I need you to be careful. I'm warning you now. There's not all these cops are. There's a bad cop there. There's a couple bad cops there. You got to watch your back. Okay.
Okay, Jose. Thank you so much for giving me that warning. You have a good night.
All right. You take care now. Bye-bye, honey.
Bye-bye.
She could have been nicer about it. You know what I'm saying? She could have been nicer. I mean, thank you guys for the membership, Chevy. And I'll read off them names real quick, like, and say thank you. I do appreciate that. I mean, it means a lot. You bring more members in here. It's a good damn thing. I'll tell you that right now. But she could have been nicer about it. She could have been nicer. Bill Roberts, thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man. And Roger Lane, thank you, guys. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. But she could have been nicer is all I'm saying. She could have been nicer to me. Oh, so do you guys want to hear something funny? This one right here, do you see this? So, I mean, I'm from the peninsula where this happened. I was raised in Alaska, and this happened in Alaska. This is where, I mean, this is pretty much where I was raised. This is pretty insane to listen to this.
State troopers. Assault charges just filed against 2 Alaska state troopers.
Assault charges filed against 2 Alaska. You see that boot right up his
troopers. Sergeant Joseph Miller and Trooper Jason Woodruff, both based in Soldotna, are charged with assault. Back in May, the troopers tried to take a man into custody in Kenai. They believe the man had an active warrant, but the man said he did not. Sergeant Miller allegedly busted the man's car window, pepper sprayed him, tased him, stepped on his head, and pushed his face into the ground. Trooper Woodruff.
I'm so sorry. I didn't quite hear everything. What exactly? And let me get those coppers' names one more time. real quick. Their names were Joseph Miller and Jason Woodruff. Joseph Miller, but right about here.
Tased him, stepped on his head, and pushed him out. Sergeant Miller allegedly busted the man's car window.
So busted his car window out. He's not the right guy. He doesn't have any warrants.
Pepper sprayed him.
And they pepper sprayed him.
Tased him.
They tased him.
Stepped on his head and
pushed
his face into the ground.
Oh, and pushed his face into the ground. Haven't I been talking about that? Haven't I been pointing out to you guys that the coppers have this protocol, this procedure that they do where your arms are behind your back and they'll take their hand, stick it on the back of your head, and then push your face down into the concrete or into the gravel? I've showed you guys this, right? We've seen this how many times? How often is this happening? And now it's actually listed in the complaint against this copper. Push their face into the ground. We keep on seeing that over and over and over.
Trooper Woodruff is accused of ordering his canine to attack the man.
Ordering the canine to attack the man. What? Chevy, what have I been telling you? We have to abolish the canine in any sort of capacity other than absolute emergencies where we need the dog to go in and bite somebody. That's it. And to find people who are missing, but not to do this. I mean, these canine cops get off on hurting people. They get off on this.
Woodruff is accused of ordering his canine to attack the man despite his compliance with troopers. After all of that, troopers learned they had the wrong guy. That man actually did not have any warrants against him.
I'll have to say
they had the wrong guy. They had the wrong guy. They broke his window, pepper sprayed him, tased him, beat him, got him out of the car, had a dog attack him. And he didn't have any warrants for his arrest. He wasn't wanted for anything.
Against him.
I'll have to say personally.
Actually did. After all of that, troopers learned they had the wrong guy. That man actually did not have any warrants against him.
I'll have to say personally, when I reviewed this video, I was totally sickened by what I saw. Two Alaska State Troopers that represent this uniform, represents this state, conducted themselves in this way. And I've been with this department 33 years, and I've never seen any action like this before by an Alaska State Trooper.
Oh, come on. Hold on a minute.
Represents this state, conducted himself in this way. And I've been with this uniform.
James Cockrell.
Represents this state, conducted himself in this way. And I've been with this department 33 years, and I've never seen any action like this before.
Put a 1 in the chat if you think he's lying. Put a 1 in the chat if you think he's lying. That he's seen that and far worse. 33 years of being a copper, I'm going to bet he's seen a lot worse. He's helped cover up a lot worse. He lied on the report where somebody died. He cheated. He's a commander. He's the commander. So he's the top Blue Line supporter. He's the top of the Blue Line gang. Is that correct? Put a 1 in the chat if that's correct. He's the top of the shit heap. The shit heap that stinks so bad. And oh my God, everybody's like, oh my God, there's a shit heap. It's horrible. He's the very top of it in Alaska where he is. And the worst he's ever seen is them break a window, tase, pepper spray, beat up, and put a dog on somebody. That's the worst he's ever seen. I think he's seen worse. I think he's been a part of worse. I think he may, and you know, I don't know his history. I think being a copper 33 years, he's seen and possibly been a part of worse scenarios because it's a heinous, disgusting, dirty, nasty job. You heard the other copper who's got the eyes like this and talks like this. And he thinks about people trying to kill him all the time. Right?
By an Alaska State Trooper.
Both Sergeant Miller and Trooper Woodruff are on administrative leave. Paid or unpaid? That is unclear.
Oh, it's paid. Oh, I'm so sorry. What did you say?
Administrative lead, paid or unpaid? That is unclear.
What are you talking about? It's paid. You got a shot of him kicking him right in the nuts right there. But put a 1 in the chat if you think it's paid. Put a 1 in the chat if you think it's paid. Put it in there. Put it in there. AMG Stealth coming through with 50 big memberships. Wow. Thanks so much, AMG Stealth. Put them out there. Put them out there. Put a 1 in the chat if you think is he paid? Put a 1 in the chat if you think it's a paid vacation. Put a 2 in the chat if you think it's not paid. Let me see. 2. I think that's an unpaid vacation. I think it's an unpaid vacation. Who thinks who thinks 1 paid, 2 not paid? I put a 2 just for fun. Just kidding. I'm 99.999% sure. I'm 99.99% sure that that it's paid. It's paid.
Assault charges
They're making big money. They're making big money. They're making a lot of money. They really are. They're off. They're off right now, and they're making just tons and tons of money. He's making $4,000 or $5,000 a week, $4,000 or $5,000 a week to be off after what they did to people, after what they did to that guy, and he's on a paid vacation.
Former Center police officer accused of planting drugs on people to get more arrests is apparently going to take a plea deal. This is according to the Department of Justice. The DOJ says Michael Kilgore has indicated that he will agree to plead guilty to 1 count of conspiracy to distribute controlled substances. The agreement says that Kilgore worked with a co-conspirator to plant drugs to the undercarriage of a car. Then Kilgore pulled the car over and, quote, discovered the drugs and detained those inside. Kilgore planned to do this scheme again, but his co-conspirator reported it to law enforcement.
So he's a drug dealing scum sucking.
He will agree to plead guilty to 1 count of conspiracy to distribute controlled substances.
Okay, that's what I was trying to see. He agreed to plead guilty to 1 count of conspiracy.
The agreement says that Kilgore worked with a co-conspirator to plant drugs to the undercarriage of a car. Then Kilgore pulled the car over and, quote, discovered the drugs and
that he planned on pulling a car over that he planted drugs on, and then discovering that there were drugs on the car. He colluded with another person. 2 people sat there and said, hey, 2 human beings with a heart and a soul and parents and the whole thing. And they conspired together to put drugs on somebody's car, then to pull them over, discover them, arrest that person who did not have any chemicals on or in his car anywhere. And then when he gets pulled over, much to his surprise, wow, there's chemicals all over his car. And now he's going to jail for those chemicals and being charged with multiple felonies. And that's what these cops did to somebody. Do you get it? Do you understand? So for the quote unquote so-called good cops, for the good cops, okay? This right here is the reason why so many people distrust and even hate the police, because he pled guilty, and she doesn't say what the sentence is. He pled guilty to
has indicated that he will agree to plead guilty to 1 count of conspiracy to distribute controlled substances.
count of conspiracy to distribute that is not giving him a charge that equals that he tried to ruin two people's lives, two different people's lives. The first one they did. It was the second one where the co-conspirator ratted him out. Could you imagine how you would sleep if you knew that you planted chemicals on somebody and that they were in a dungeon and you were not? You were sleeping in your bed? Could you imagine what a gigantic piece of you would feel like? Could you imagine how terrible you would feel? Wow. Wow. This guy is such a piece of I said I wasn't going to curse this time. I said I was not going to curse. I said I would not be cursing. I'm not going to curse. I'm not going to curse. I'm not going to curse. Where was the one that I saw? I think it was on ACAB. I think I saw this one on ACAB. Pretty sure that I did. Yeah, I saw this on ACAB. Oh, this is great. This is absolutely great.
Tour. I called him on
This is really great. You guys have to see this one. I really like this one because I like saying things out loud that other people won't say. And so this dad right here, father of minor that received inappropriate Snapchat messages from Chief Deputy Jacob Shook with Johnson County, Arkansas Sheriff's Department.
I came in on August 1st to give a report of Jacob Shook grooming my daughter, sent an inappropriate Snapchats to her. I called him on the 1st. I called him at 4 p.m. on the Johnson County phone. I was respectful. I have that recorded. I said nothing but yes, sir, no, sir. I asked him a question. I asked him why he Snapchatted her and said, I'm a weirdo, ain't I? And he said, let me call you back, or can I call you back? I said, yes, sir. You got my number? He confirmed my number with me, and we got off the phone. He never called me back. On the first, that Friday, on the 2nd, I went down there. I walked into the sheriff's department place. I walked into the other side. I didn't know which side to go. I've never been down there. I walked in there. There was a trustee. I walked up to the glass window, and I said, am I in the right spot? Jacob Shook walked in. He said, you looking for me? I said, yes, sir, I am. He stuck his hand out to shake it. I said, I ain't shaking your hand. He pulled me in a closet. Now, they're going to say it's some kind of office. It may be an office. That's not where you go to do a statement. That's common, Sheriff. That's not where you go. There was cops knocking on the door as I'm talking to him. Can I put my gun in there? Can I put my gun in there? He's putting his gun on the desk in between us as I'm telling him what he's doing. He never denied sending her Snapchats. He confirmed the reason why he said you're so pretty is because she's beautiful. He texted another little girl, Snapchatted her and said cute toes.
That's creepy.
I recorded this because when I called him and he never called me back, I knew he was going to weasel his way out of it. I knew it was going to be a cop's word against mine. So I recorded it. I knew I was going to take it in there to that sheriff, and the sheriff was going to say, what? You're done. You like kids. You can't be up here. I recorded after I did all that. You hear at the very end of the audio, one of the cops tried to tell me to be quiet and push me out. I got a little vocal about that. Jacob Shook is telling him to be quiet because he knows that he's the one that's in wrong, but ain't nobody saying anything to him. They're only telling me to go and me to be quiet. I catch 2 cops outside. I recorded them. I told them what happened. There was no jaws dropped when I said Jacob Shook's a pedophile. There was no no way. There was nothing. I told him what happened, and I said he told me to come back Monday at 10 a.m. On the recording. You hear my wife asked to do a written report. He said come back Monday at 10 or email it in. That's what he said. I asked several officers to get the sheriff. I went inside. I talked to the county clerk. I asked her for him. I asked Officer Nicely for him. Nicely came out at the very end and said, I'm sorry. I thought he had 1 meeting, but he has 3. He can't come out and see. He'll give you the number. I confirmed my number with me. By the time I made it to Russell, he called me. I gave him everything that I just told everybody. I told him about the Snapchats, the date, the cute toes, the call before, all of that.
Cute toes.
And he said, okay. Send me the audio. We're going to look into it. I didn't send the audio till Monday because I'll be honest, like, nobody did nothing. Nothing. He still had a gun and a badge on it. And like, no, the sheriff should have, I don't know what meeting was going on, but for it to be the chief deputy, it could have ended. Okay, for everybody, I got a lot more. I got proof of every single thing. If y'all want to meet me outside, I'll give it to you.
Chief Deputy Jacob Shook with the Johnson County, Arkansas Sheriff's Department. So at the Johnson County, Arkansas Sheriff's Department. Johnson County. In Arkansas. Johnson County Sheriff's Department in Clarksville, Arkansas. Is there more than one, do you think, or you think that's the only one? I got the number here. Let's see what. I mean, are they just going to run me off the phone because it's a dispatcher? Or do you think they'll actually talk?
Thank you for calling Johnson County Sheriff's Office. If this is an emergency, hang up and call 911. Please press 1 for the detention center. Please press 2 to report a non-emergent incident or accident. Thank you. Thank you for calling Johnson County Sheriff's Office. If this is an emergency, hang up and call 911. Please press 1 for the detention center. Please press 2 to report a non-emergent incident or accident. Thank you.
I mean, it's kind of an emergency. It's not. It's
Johnson County Dispatch.
hello. How you doing tonight, ma'am? My name's Jose. What's yours?
911 Dispatch. How may I help you?
Oh shoot, I'm sorry. I was just calling about that dirty Chief Deputy Jacob Shook. I'm just hearing right now that he's a chomo. He's a patter ass. You know what I'm talking about? He's touching. You know what I mean? He's doing things with kids, is what I'm hearing. And I just wanted to call down there and see if anybody else had, let you guys know about Chief Deputy Jacob Shook. You heard anything else about that?
Employed here.
What's that?
He is no longer employed with us.
Oh, well, God bless. He's no longer there. Well, thank you so much, ma'am. I'm so happy to hear that. Thank God you got rid of that nasty pig. We know that most of them are good. We know most of them cops are real good people, but there once in a while you get a piece of garbage like Jacob Shook, right?
Okay. All right.
Okay. Well, listen. Would you do me a favor though? Would you have a great night tonight for me? Would you have a fantastic
You too.
evening?
Thank you so much.
God bless you. Okay. Jacob Shook could be going to prison. Let's take a look. Let's look a little deeper. Jacob Shook. Johnson County was fired from his position. Oh, shoot. I'll show you guys this real fast. We'll come right back to this. Johnson County Sheriff Deputy Jacob Shook was fired from his position on Friday, August 16th, amid accusations he sent inappropriate text messages to minors. You know what? Good luck, good riddance. You're gone. You're gone. You don't come back. You don't come hang around no more. You're out. You're gone. And we're glad you're gone. Because you're a patter ass, my friend. You're patter ass, what you is.
Detroit is off the bench after standing. A judge in Detroit is off the bench after standing by his decision to put a 15-year-old girl in handcuffs.
Okay, so check this out. That girl was on a field trip to his courtroom.
You fall asleep in my courtroom one more time and put you in the back, understood? One thing you'll learn about my courtroom is that I am not a toy. I'm not to be played with.
What? What did he say? What?
You fall asleep in my courtroom one more time, I'm putting you in the back, understood? One thing you'll learn about my courtroom is that I am not a toy. I am not to be played with.
I am not a toy. I am not to be played with.
The teen was with a nonprofit summer program. That is Judge Kenneth King. He removed her from his courtroom, then ordered her to put on a jail uniform and handcuffs, and didn't stop there.
What?
Summer program. That is Judge Kenneth King. The teen was with a nonprofit summer program. That is Judge Kenneth King. He removed her from his courtroom, then ordered her to put on a jail uniform and handcuffs, and didn't stop there.
I'm thinking maybe she needs to go to the juvenile detention facility. You do understand that we have a jail for kids.
So do I have any reservations? Do I think I was heavy-handed in what I did? No, I don't, because I'll do whatever it needs to be done to reach these kids and make sure that they don't end up in front of me. So that was my own version of scared straight.
That was trash, dude. I mean, your version of scared straight is putting a 15-year-old girl who's on a summer program in your courtroom. Your version of scared straight is putting her in torture cuffs and putting her in jail garb and then threatening to send her to a juvenile jail for doing nothing wrong other than falling asleep. There's something wrong with you, bro. And this is so many judges in America today. That I'm not going to scream. I'm not going to curse. I cursed last night. I'm going to smile from now on when I feel like, ooh, dirty.
Again, her crime was falling asleep. The teen's mother says the judge was way out of line. She says she's a struggling single mom and her family is moving from place to place, and she thought the summer program would be a good distraction for her daughter. Instead, her daughter is traumatized.
You sleep at home in your bed, not in court.
So the fact that he was talking about you go home and get in your bed, how do you know my baby got a home? How do you know my baby got a bed, her own bed that she can sleep in? She don't have that right now. So she was hired to belittle her in front of the whole world and her friends to make her even feel more worse about our situation. I'm a single mother. I'm trying my best. I'm doing everything that I can.
The district's chief judge says Judge King is being removed from his docket so he can undergo sensitivity training. Judge King had said he reached out to the teen's family and offered to mentor the 15-year-old. Her mother refused.
He said that she reached out to see if the judge reached out to see if he could mentor her after he put her in torture cuffs. No, you cannot mentor my daughter. Let me think about it for a second. No, you're the one who said, and then let me remind you though, before you think I'm just being all bad, let me remind you.
Handed in what I did? No, I don't. I have any reservations? Do I think I was heavy-handed in what I did? No, I don't, because I'll do whatever it needs to be.
He got removed from the bench. Does he feel like he was heavy-handed? That is, and he and that's how many judges. That's how many judges that believe that they're above the law, that they're untouchable. That's how many judges. How many? How many is that?
Officer is sentenced to 20 years in prison for buying and selling East Texas.
So now a little bit more corruption with the jail guards, with the cops.
Police officer is sentenced to 20 years in prison for buying and selling meth. Good evening and thanks for being here. I'm Brennan Gurley. Former Pain Springs officer Jonathan Hutchinson was arrested back in 2023 along with former police chief April Meadows. Today, Hutchinson was sentenced to 20 years in prison for manufacture or delivery of controlled substance. He also received 2 years in state jail for tampering with electronic monitoring device and 2 years in state jail for possession of a controlled substance under a gram, according to court documents. These sentences come after Hutchinson pleaded guilty to the charges in April.
Well, a former East Texas police chief has agreed to a plea deal for dealing drugs that were seized by her department. According to judicial records, April Meadows, who used to be the Payne Springs chief, was...
So just remember, when you take a look at April Meadows, remember, you picture her in her uniform with all her patches and badges and glittery things on it. And she was a criminal the entire time. I have a hard time with the criminalization of chemicals. So it's ridiculous. It hasn't worked at all. And we continue to do it. But at one time, when she would get dressed up in her uniform, people would think that she was such a good person, that she would never... Chief Meadows, she would never deal chemicals. She would never deal with METH. Chief Meadows? You would never suspect Chief Meadows. I mean, put a 1 in the chat. If you would never suspect Chief Meadows, you wouldn't think it was her. She didn't do it. Chief Meadows, she's salt of the earth. This woman can be trusted. She's a good person. Chief Meadows is a good person. She's a good woman. She would not do that. That's what they'll say. That's what they say, right? They acquitted that copper and he punched that woman right in the mouth. She's a good person. Chief Meadows would never be a chemical dealer. Chief Meadows would never. And the whole time, she's not only doing it, she's doing it with another cop. 2 cops are doing it. The chief and someone underneath the chief. Did she make him do it? Did she make him because she outranked him? She told him what to do. I'm just saying.
Charged with the manufacture and delivery of a controlled substance and money laundering back in March of last year. According to the sheriff, both Meadows and another officer were dealing drugs that had previously been seized by their department, and a search of both.
And he looks like such a nice guy. You know what I'm saying? You want to hire him to be a cop. They hired this guy.
Were dealing drugs that had previously been seized by their department, and a search of both of their homes revealed controlled substances. Meadows also agreeing to give peace officers license. Both have sentencing hearings set during the month of August.
They're going to prison. They're going to prison for years and years and years. But if it was you and me, if that was you and I, well, I wonder what they did. I wonder who in the gang did they make mad? Is it that she was the boss? That she was?
It's a clever move.
That she was the head show there. Is that what it was? I don't know. I don't know the answer. I mean, did they piss off somebody in the gang? Is that what happened? Did they piss off somebody in the gang? I'm just not sure. What do you guys think? Clown Patrol, Kevin Brzezinski. Oh my God, I've been here 3.5 hours. I should get the flock out of here. Was there anything else I wanted to cover though? Let me just see that I covered that one. I covered this one. That's the one I wanted to cover. I got these tabs open. I covered that you're not racist if you mispronounce someone's name and then you're a dick about it and don't fix their name, right? You should fix their name. I tried to cover that Mr. Beast thing, but obviously I screwed. Oh, this is the last one. I want to cover before we break apart here. I wanted to cover this one.
Suburban Robbins, where the former acting police chief is facing criminal charges. We're now to breaking news in South Suburban Robbins, where the former acting police chief is facing criminal charges. Our Andrew Ramos broke this story last month. 47-year-old Carl Scott was on duty last month when a man known as Tyrant Terminator Audits on social media walked into the police station to file a complaint against him related to an earlier incident. That is where the trouble started. A man whose real name is James walked into the police station and started recording with his cell phone. The encounter then turned. Scott is accused of calling 2 other officers to help. They were issuing a ticket for public nuisance when they took James to be fingerprinted. The chief allegedly knocked the man's cell phone to the ground and hit him. He's also accused of shoving this man, and it escalated when they went into the interview room.
He shoved him and he hit him.
Dude, he took me in this room, slammed me down on like this little metal plate where you sit at, and he told the 2 officers to cut the cameras off, and they just started beating me.
He accuses Scott of repeatedly hitting him in the head while the 2 other officers watched.
There's a real shocker.
He accuses Scott of repeatedly hitting him in the head while the 2 other officers watched.
So he accuses the chief of hitting him while the other 2 cops watched. So who was the good cop? Which was the good cop? I'm just confused. We hear there's good cops. So which is the good cop that grabbed the chief and threw him on the ground and said, "What are you doing?" Which was the good cop? I mean, which can someone tell me? Was it cop 1, cop 2, or cop 3? Which was the good cop? Can you just tell me which was the good one? There was 3 cops there. One was the chief who was beating this guy up for filming in the police department, and then the other 2 cops, they did what exactly? I'm just confused.
Court documents state that Scott dropped James's cell phone into a sewer outside the police station, where it was later recovered. If convicted, Scott faces up to 5 years in prison.
Wow. That's Tyrant Terminator audits. So let's go. Oh, I'm subscribed. He's got 136,000 subs. He's got a big channel. This guy's got a huge channel. I mean, he's crushing it. That's a big channel. He does a lot of work, huh? Let me see if I see anything. Let me go popular. 13 cops show up. ID refusal, First Amendment audit. And that's bigger than my biggest video.
Like health department locked up.
Actually, so our FOIA administration is actually through reception. So
Yeah, no, she told me. Yeah, she told me.
we can go back downstairs. It would be great.
Yeah, I'll be down. I'll go down as soon as I document the rest.
We can go down now.
Well, I'm going to document the rest of the building, Kyle, and then I'll go down and get the. Hey, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 officers, 8 officers, 9 officers. Okay, I'm just making sure I'm counting the officers that was.
You've already reported this part, so then you.
Well, this part. Well, this part.
You want to go to the stairs this way and we'll walk out?
Walk out where?
Tyrant Terminator. I've seen his videos before. Yeah, I've seen his videos before. All the symbolism going on here. Where are we going, Tyrant?
I'm working on the story on this public health department.
Okay.
That's the most replayed.
Media outlet, are you with?
I'm with myself. Yeah, I'm with myself.
Okay, and like.
So did you hear this right here?
Listen, I'm working.
Absolutely. For what reason are we documenting the entire building?
Well, I'm an investigative journalist, and I'm working on the story on this public health department. Yeah.
And who are you? What media are you with?
I'm with myself. Yeah.
Okay, so that's just so you know, Tyrant Terminator, love you, brother. Absolutely love. Is it super late all over the? Okay, I'll do 2 trifolds for 1. I'll do 2 trifolds for 1 for the next 20 minutes from 10:40 here on the West Coast until 11:15. So I'll give you guys 30 minutes, 2 for 1 trifolds. Go to deletelaws.com, 2 for 1, and I'll give you a free set of cop cards too, but only for 30 minutes. The next 30 minutes only. Go to deletelaws.com. So Terminator Tyrant audits, delete laws with a Z. Okay, so Terminator Tyrant audits, absolutely love your channel, dude. I lost my train of thought because I did a giveaway, but there was something I wanted. Oh, okay, here it is.
And then I'll go down, get the FOIA, and leave.
Okay, absolutely. For what reason are we documenting the entire building?
Well, I'm an investigative journalist. And
I'm an investigative journalist,
on the story
and I'm working on a story
on this public health department.
Okay.
Yeah.
And who are you? What media outlet are you with?
I'm with myself. Yeah, I'm with myself.
Okay.
Okay, so he's a media outlet with himself. So that's what I'm about to fix. I'm creating something that unites all independent journalists. So that's what I'm working on right now. And a couple people know about it, but not a lot of people. But I'm working on something that's absolutely freaking amazing. Really, that I don't want to say anything else. It's really amazing. It's a game changer. Chevy, it's a game changer. Do you hear me? Bruce, what's going on? Daniela, what is going on? Melania, how you doing? Now, if I say Melania or Melania, I mean, am I racist? Ha, 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 ha. Go to deletelaws.com for the next 30 minutes. I'm going to do 2-for-1 on Trifold, and I'm going to write this down when I get out of here. Mingo Wingo, what is going on? Wanda Meese. Dog, what's going on, Dog? I hope I said your name correctly. Drophead 74. What's up, Playboy? What's up, Playboy? Josh, how you doing? Bruce, good to see you guys. Everybody at Kinetic Customs and Racing. What's the matter, you? Mikey, I think I saw Mikey in here earlier. Chad, what's going on, my friend? What is going on? Free audio books. What is going on? Neil Gorsuch, Overruled. You should listen to that book. Listen, I got to get the flock out of here. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. I'll see you guys on the next one. Later, Gator. Cope dogged dog. Copey dog. Later, Chevy. AMG Stealth. Thank you. Roger Lane. Thank you. Bill. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for the super chats. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. I hate to go. I got to go. I'll see you on the next one. Later, Gators.